I know how I can retrieve this. Yeah, like this. That's how I can get it. That's right. Okay, cool. All right, let's do this real quick. Let me get these stream announcements on here. Dude, this Gallium theme is so good. It's kind of crazy. What's going on, Fox? Benjamin, Silver, hello, hello. You see they put a clanker into XKO? Yeah, I did see that. I think I'm okay with it. I just wanted a grappler. I was a little worried. We were getting a little deep in the roster without a grappler. And to my understanding, that is kind of exactly what Blitzcrank is. So he's an OG as well, you know. He's been around for a long time. Like Blitzcrank is kind of him. I'm very okay with. I feel like Blitzcrank kind of like. It's tough to not put Blitzcrank in the game if you're making a league fighting game. Brahm's a pseudo grappler, you know. Twitch Mobile's lagging so bad these days, it's unwatchable. That's crazy. That's unfortunate. Hello, Brick. Are you in a dire financial situation? I saw you wanted to do a community tier list. Listen, he has armored Potbuster according to Diaphone. So Potbuster then? So just Potbuster. Hello from the YouTube side. Welcome back, Silver. He just has Potbuster. We gotta get the straw poll up here, right? This is the easiest way to do this on both sides at once. Yeah, I'm excited, man. 2xk. I mean, next, it's like next week, a couple weeks from now, a lot of stuff is happening, right? I mean, I'm not a big Silk Song guy, but like that's, you know, happening obviously. But then when does Tokon, like Tokon and 2xko, like the Tokon comes out like a few days before, or a beta for Tokon, or so hold up, Marvel 2026. But isn't there's a beta? But is that beta? Is the beta PlayStation only or something like that? Because yeah, the Tokon obviously is not coming out yet. But is it beta? Oh, I don't think I fucking signed up for this. How the fuck do you sign up for that shit? Why is the thumbnail Strive? Oh, you're right. Hold up. I have not changed it. What's a... Thank you for the heads up, Matthias. You know what? This grand image is good. I just... That's not a good thumbnail, I don't think, but that grand image has gripped me. What are we doing today? We are... well, first off, I was looking up how to sign up for the Marvel Tokon beta. I do want to do that, but I guess we'll... Is it only... It says PS5? No, is it only PS5? That's heartbreaking. That's heartbreaking. Granule? Yeah. It's okay. Mr. Strive stream, did you pot your 10k? Yeah, the game's a lot more fun nowadays. The ranked matchmaking is definitely much better than Tower, but I think the game... it doesn't quite grab my interest, I think, still. But it's a much more... The game is a lot less, like, actively trying to beat your ass for daring to play it nowadays, which is very nice. But yeah, we're doing a community tier list, basically. A voted... You guys, we're going to go one by one, and you guys are going to tell me where you think each character should go. You're going to have a lot of control. You're going to have a lot more control over it than that, too. We're going to talk about how many tiers you guys think should be in there, too, all of that, but we'll get there in just a second here. Give people a little bit more time to kind of trickle in. Not gonna lie, I kind of want to go back to, or try going back to SF6. SF6, I mean that game is big fun, certainly. I'm gonna violently upplay 2B. I mean, it depends. There are 3 tiers. That's an interesting take. I love the Strive lore and all around stuff, but goddamn, I can't see what's happening on screen. I mean, Strive is Strive, there's a lot happening. There's a lot happening in Strive, certainly. I think it makes it really fun, like very dynamic, very funny. But yeah, there's a lot going on for sure. And if you don't, like, when you're new, especially, it's just like literally what the fuck is going on, right? Upplay. Time to violently downplay Lucy. I don't know. I do genuinely wonder where the consensus on things lies. Would love to see you back on SF6. That's what I found you from and what I mostly watched. Yeah, that's fair enough, man. And I had a lot of fun with SF6 when I was playing it, but I just kind of like, after a certain amount of time, I was like, I don't think I wasn't really vibing with it as much. Maybe if I go back to it at some point, we'll like try playing some of the other characters and stuff like that. Like not quite as like full sweaty as like just trying to up the MR with Geef or something, but Mikala and Nier are the only ones in the 3rd tier. Very interesting. Okay, so like most of the game is 2 tiers then, right? Can't wait for the top 15 of top 5 characters. What do you mean by that? There are a lot of very strong characters in the game right now. At least I would certainly wager it, if that's what you're getting at. There's a lot of characters that feel real good. Dude, this I actually like. I'm like losing my train of thought listening to this Galleon theme. This shit is fucking insane. You know? Most of the cast is busted. There's a lot of very strong characters right now for sure. Tournaments have been so hyped for SF6 lately. Your analysis is missed. I mean, I believe that. The game, watching tournaments for that game was always a fun time. Once the marathon stream where it doesn't end until you get 2400 MR with Geef, I'm pretty sure I would die before I did that. Because like I would reach like even for what even if I was playing out of my mind and I was climbing a lot, I'm not good enough to do that. And at a certain point, my brain would stop functioning, so I would actively be losing progress, and I wouldn't be allowed to end the stream until I just died, probably. Nobody's truly busted, just aren't better. Oh yeah. I mean, we'll see. This is not me, okay? This is not about me or my opinions, but I would argue that we don't have like a huge problem character right now in the video game. Certainly, we're approaching that more than we have in a while, but like we still are nowhere near. Not even like before the Versuja patch. Like not even like near. We're not even anywhere near like pre-patch Belial or something like that. You know what I mean? Eventually, cars stopped thinking. Exactly. The stream theme for League of S+, I quit playing Grand Blue. I've never played it. We'll see. We'll see if people... Last time we did this, right, there was sort of there's two camps of people. There were people who were just kind of memeing. The people who were just kind of memeing and they were putting like characters that at the time were pretty widely considered to be not very good and like top tier and strong characters and bottom tier and stuff like that. And there are characters who, people who are like actively trying to like, all right, guys, let's work together and see what we think the tier list actually looks like, right? And then eventually it actually got dominated. The democracy got entirely bought by people like gifting subs to move characters up or down a tier. So like it devolved into chaos pretty quickly. In the last time we did this, but it's been like a year. It's been a year. It's a totally different. I'm sure democracy will be very safe this time around. And yeah, I'm sure nothing bad will happen. Completely unrelated to anything. I did put a little sub goal thing up there. I've been trying to make a few more videos that are like basically recording them on my own time that I think are a little bit more edited, a little bit more like high kind of production value, similar-ish to like the TOD video, right? And then I was thinking like I don't know what the release schedule could look like, but I could also we like sub goals seem like a fun thing to do, I guess, and also obviously a great way for myself to make some money. So I was like that's probably a nice way to sort of drip out the release schedule there. So Brick's a content creator now. I think it's a cool idea, right? I think it's a cool idea. His fighting game skill will plummet. I was never that good to begin with. All right, but listen, I'm not saying you have to buy out the democracy. I'm just saying that's what happened last time. Theoretically, I offered people the ability to once the tier list was done, I offered them the ability to move characters up or down one tier by gifting one sub, and I thought it was going to be the kind of thing that like someone did once as kind of a joke to spite someone's placement, and then it got really out of control. So we'll see. I'll pay multiple cents to get all the twinks to C tier. I don't know how many twinks there are, but yeah, so I think the easiest way to do this, especially because we're doing it across 2 chats, and the poll systems on both Twitch and YouTube kind of suck, is we'll probably make like individual straw polls for these things. That'll post them. No democracy this time. There's democracy and still be votes, right? Like that we are going to vote for the community tier list as normal, right? Well, what happens after that? Who knows? Maybe everything will be fine. It'll be a true democracy this time. I got no problem with that personally. I mean, democracy? Oh, I mean, you know, I don't know. You show me the incentives, I'll show you the outcomes, I guess. So yeah, what we're gonna do is probably for every one of these decisions, I'm gonna just put a straw poll in both chats, and then you guys can go from there. And you know, based on what is the most dominant choice, we'll if there's ties, I guess we'll all break them, maybe, or maybe we can re-vote with just those 2 options, and then if it still ties, I'll break them. So it's not just the individual placements of the characters here. This is entirely your guys' tier list. This is entirely I have no input in this, and I want you guys to have control over as much of it as possible, including, to start off with, how many tiers you guys think there are. I'm sure it's something not everyone's gonna agree on, but you know, generally, if fighting game has lots and lots and lots of tiers, that implies that there is a very heavy sort of divide between the different levels of power in the game. You know, a fighting game with 9 tiers implies there's kind of a very large difference between the bottom and top tier. If you think it's like a game with 4, 5, 3 tiers, something like that even, then you're you know, it's much more close together. I kind of have 5 here as a default, but that's not necessarily what we're going with. So let me you know, how many tiers are there? Question mark. And we'll do, I guess, I'll stick within relative. I heard someone say they thought it was 3, so we'll go with that as the lowest option. I don't think anyone is gonna say more than 7. I don't think anyone is gonna say more than 7. I feel like that is a lot of tiers, right? So I'm gonna cap it at 7 here, I think. Also, the insane demo. Thank you very much for the follow, big dog. Yeah, I think I'm gonna cap it at 7, right? So we're gonna create the poll, and I'll put this in both of the chats, and you guys can go ahead, get in there, make your voice heard. I guess I'll vote for this like off screen, not to poison the well. Now, very good odds that this person is incredibly smart and attractive. I would say like something like this, personally, probably. So all right. Oh, and Belfoy, thank you very much for the resub, man. Let's get this out of the way. Put Matera in top tier. Listen, we're gonna have to listen to the will of the people. 4 seems to be the front runner here. Sure. I mean, 4 would be pretty good, right? 4 would certainly imply that the game is in like a pretty nice state, balance-wise. That's not, you know, that's not like a huge divide between your best characters and your worst characters. Let's get this back on here too, by the way. Actually, I guess I'll keep it in a separate tier. Every time I have to pull it over and then vote myself, it'll be easier to do that. 4 and 5 definitely like way more dominant options than anything else, right? Yeah. Oh, wait, a tie. I'm gonna look back at this in a second, and we'll see. Oh, well, 5 just overtook it. Never mind. I was gonna say I'll look back at this in a second, and we'll see what it looks like. But right now, it's actually looking like it's gonna be 5, which is what I started with to begin with. But I thought this was a dictatorship. My fault. Well, Belfoy, for that sub, you can manipulate things later, certainly. If you want, we can when Matera comes along. Okay, I'll keep you in mind. All right. When Matera comes along, or if you want to use that for something else, you can move one character up or down a tier for that sub right there. But we haven't even gotten to the real democracy yet, and we're already having corruption, which is a little, you know, it's good for me, but a little worrying for the system. No? Clearly, it should be 9, and 9 would be kind of crazy. Looks like it's 5, right? 5 seems to be certainly the dominant force here. I don't think that's gonna change. I want to spend too much time on every individual one of these because we have like 37 more of these polls to make. So I think I'm gonna wait till it hits 541, and if by some miracle 4 doesn't get like 3 more votes, I think we're good. Give us 1 tier per character. Yeah. No, for sure. Dude, this I love Gallienstein so much. Can I marry Gallienstein? Is such a thing allowed? Is such a thing possible to do? Oh, is Unica's theme called Carpe Diem? This one's really good too. This is the society theme, right? Okay, yeah, 5. Gotcha. All right. Next decision. We'll get to ranking the characters in a second, right? But there's another decision that you gotta make too, right? Before you see, this is how you know that streaming is the hardest job in the world, because before you even get to making the tier list, you have to make so many decisions. So that's one thing, right? We have 5 tiers. However, what are the tiers? Because this also sends a message, right? So we'll have we have 5 tiers, but if you have like S++ as your highest tier and like C tier as your lowest tier, again, kind of implies a bit more of a difference, right? So what I have it right now, right, S+, S, A, B, C, this would be pretty divisive, right? Like this would imply that like, I mean, it's technically it's all nonsense, it's all shenanigans, right? But again, like the further down the alphabet you go, the worse it gets, right? Like having some people will be like, you might be like this, right? You could do S+, S, A, B, C, like that, or if you were like, oh, actually everyone is good and everyone is viable and all of this, maybe you have like S+, S, A+, A minus, right? This is like the hug box tier list, right? This is like everyone is valuable, everyone is good, actually, right? Those are not. You might be like, well, that's 5 tiers regardless. That is not the same fucking tier list, man. I hate to inform you. Those are very different. Those are very different tier lists and what they're implying about the state of the game, right? You guys have to understand the grind a little bit more. Is it more readable with the spaces? I feel like it's more readable without the spaces, actually. I feel like the spaces make it like weirdly clunky. And then alternatively, where we could have a more extreme version of the first one too, where you could have like an S++, right? An S, an A B, and like an F or something, if you think some characters really fucking suck. We can have a more moderate version of the second one too, which is like S+, A, like A+, or sorry, S+, S, A+, A, B, or something like that. I think that about covers, is C viable in that sense? Or, I mean, if you think, like, that certainly implies that some characters, like, this implies there's sort of a gradient of characters getting worse. This implies that, like, there's a gradient and then a huge drop-off at the bottom and a really huge jump up at the top, right? This implies that actually everyone gets a participation medal, and this is like a more moderate version of this, I'd say, right? So there you go. So I don't think we need more choices than that. So again, I'm going to vote in a clandestine manner here myself. Well, actually, first, I guess before I do that, let me put the poll in both chats here. This one's a little bit more. This one's a little bit more involved, right? This one's a little bit more involved, but you guys can figure it out, I'm sure. I believe in your reading comprehension. Yeah, that's my sneaky vote. I can't vote out in the open. Okay, I'll poison the well. S+, S, A, B, C. This is one of the more the more moderate takes seem to be the ones that are more popular here, right? Like this is not extreme by any means necessarily. Like these two are both pretty extreme. Like this is like everyone is a special little sunflower, and this one is like there are some characters that are truly garbage, like dog ass, right? Having an F tier, like B to F and S to S++ implies like much bigger jumps in the top and the bottom of the power level, right? The centrists are finally winning, They have a historically, I feel like they've had a tendency to be doing pretty well. I don't know about in modern days. The thing about the centrists is that they don't have any money, is the thing, right? So at the end of the day, if someone decides, if like one of the oligarchs or the corporatists or something like that decides to just send me $5 to tell me what the tier list should look like, the centrists all kind of get crushed, right? Centrists never win, they just are. Yeah, they never accumulate enough capital to really control the gears. Rick already ignored my idea. Dictatorship already on the menu. I didn't ignore. Wait, what did you say? Surely we go 5 SAB bottom 5. Well, do you want to use your sub from earlier on that, Belfoy? Because I thought you wanted to save it for Matero. Do you want to use your sub to determine what the tiers look like? Oh my god, this song is so cool. I'm a hold. That's what I thought. That's what I thought. I didn't think so. I mean, this looks like a landslide, right? I don't think this is going another way. Radical Centrist sends $40 to put everyone at A tier. So true. I don't think this is changing, right? This certainly looks like it's S plus S A B C. Like nothing. I mean, it seems highly unlikely. Honestly, I know it's not Grand Blue, but I just kind of. We were playing some Guilty Gear yesterday, and I kind of fucked with the music. I might. Yeah. One sub to change the list. I mean, this is a decision. Can't deciding what tiers it is, you know. That's okay. So S. So it's what I had before. So it's S plus S A B C. Sounds good. Guilty Gear music for real, the best part of the game, and that's not even like the game's good, but like the music is just insanely god tier, right? Radical Centrists spend hundreds to say every character has its upsides and downsides, of course. Yeah, both sides. Okay. Good news. We can start. I hope you guys are ready, because yeah, we can actually get going now. We have our tiers. Okay. The one thing I'm gonna be a dictator about is I am gonna decide the colors. All right. This is a return to the capitalist tier list. It's democratic until you guys decide that it's not. That's really all it is, right? The only thing I'm actively doing is I'm like, hey guys, vote on where you want the tier placements. I'm giving you the option to spend a sub to move a character up or down a tier, but you don't have to do that, right? It's a perfectly democratic tier list until someone decides that they're tired of it. You're like yellow. You're like orange. And you are red. Under the sacred briars. There you go. Strive is a banger album with a pretty nice fighting game attached. It's true. This is fascism. Let us vote for colors. I am being fascist about this. I'm sorry. It just would take too long to vote for the color of every single tier. Sometimes you need a little bit of a command economy to just get things moving, okay? All right. First off, we're going to go in order. What if I use my power to offset someone else? You totally can. People did that a lot. Well, we got into it was Narmaya and Lawayne in particular. We got into a back and forth war of like someone gifting like 5 subs to move Lawayne all the way down to the bottom, and then someone else doing it to move him all the way back up to the top. And they just kind of fought for a little bit. That made me a lot of money. It also made me feel a little bad. So I genuinely, part of me is hoping it doesn't go that crazy, because people spent like, to my understanding, they were very well off, but they spent like $300 to move a PNG up and down a few spots. But it's very, you know, Gran. Let's, very easy. What tier is Gran in? What tier is Gran? And again, our options are S plus, S. Oh, it's gonna fucking autocomplete like that every time now. S plus A, B, and C. Right? That's what our tier list looks like. Yep, S plus S, A, B, C. So very simply, we begin. It's gonna the long process of democracy. Gonna put everyone in S but my main. What about EX? EX is his own separate image. Don't worry. EX Gran is his own image. This is regular Gran. Yes, keep that in mind. This is regular Gran. Let me vote clandestinely over here. This is not what my own. I have, I think, more tiers, believe it or not, in my own personal tier list. With 5, I think I'd do this. Yeah. All right. Oh wow. Okay, so that's a very quick. So no one thinks Gran is bottom tier. No one thinks Gran is top tier. It's a mid tier or high tier, huh? I mean, it's certainly. I was summoned for a tier list. Well, and guess what? This is your tier list, Nixon. Okay, that's pretty dominant, right? I don't think that's going anywhere. Regular Gran, solid mid tier character. His 2U alone is S. His 2U is S. His 2U might be S plus, but you know, not everything about the character is as good as his 2U necessarily. Though again, this is not me. This is not me, right? It's all again. I mean, that's not changing, right? Centrism for real. His 5U is disgusting. Fair. There's some strong-ass characters in this game. I guess people, you know, maybe I'm interpreting this differently than you guys are, but to me, I mean, that's A, right? Gran, that's not moving. To me, like, A, that's like, you know, he's good. He's a strong character. He's not necessarily insane or anything like that. Is Gran an old lady? Should be IMO. That's fair. Like a grandma. All right, well, right away, this is so I get that one. We can close that one, right? That S is never catching up there. What we can do though is I can create another poll, and now what tier is EX Gran? Okay, you tell me. Do you think EX Gran? I mean, he's a little newer, right? He's a little newer, so I'm sure opinions are still forming on this one. There might be some knee-jerking stuff like that, but you know what? We lack the I don't know tier, yeah, because stop being a fucking coward and vote, you bastard. What tier is EX Gran? This is a different character. He's got armor break, he's got decimate, he's got a worse fireball, he's got special to special cancels. I will vote surreptitiously on my end over here. And then I will show results. I still get a vote. Okay. Ooh, okay. So, I mean, similar? But at least right away... That's my Uma Musume affinity calculator. Don't mind that. Similar, but at least right away, a little bit more of a slant to S. But no, looks like... Okay. Looks like the centrists are taking back over. Dominion Black Draw. I really like this one that much. You know, let's play the Slayer theme, man. This shit is kind of gas, no? I have zero clue about him. Then, you know, vote like a centrist. That's what everyone else does, right? When they don't know what they're talking about, they vote like a centrist.
Nerd.
Wev, by the way, thank you for the follow. I'm gonna loop this like once or twice. Actually, I fucking love this thing. Everyone is A tier. You guys are a little bit hugboxy right now. I'm not gonna fuck with you. I mean, this one we can wait on this one a little bit because there's like a world. There's a chance. There's a chance where S rank, you know, does actually overtake here, but it's not a landslide like the last one. If you have no clue, say S plus, everyone's carried. That's fair. Things, bum bum bum. You guys are voting. I'm distracted. Oh, S has taken over. Okay. EX Gran's actually bottom one. That's fair. There's one person saying S plus. I mean, even this nuance will get lost in the tier list, but like even if A does win out here, there's a lot more people who think that Gran is S tier than EX Gran rather than regular Gran, right? So definitely, like clearly, the opinion is that he's better than regular Gran. It's just, you know, by how much. Even if Slayer's annoying to play against, at least his theme is a banger for real. When I don't know, I take extreme positions to keep people on their toes. That's, you know, respectable. I said S plus. I think I'm gonna... It's stagnated a bit. I think most of our people who are actually clicking on the link and voting have gotten in there. I'm gonna wait till 5:54. But that looks like he's probably... going in S. A little bit better. That can influence where they're ordered? That's true. That's true. I'll try and keep a vague memory of that. Gran was like very decidedly S or A, with some people saying S. Then Gran should be B, EX Gran is A? Well, I mean, unfortunately, you've been democratized, I fear. Yeah. I mean, that he's barely sneaking in there, but that's like a bottom of... Ooh, one other vote for A, but that's like bottom of S. Like, he goes bottom of S, I think. Maybe Plato was right for hating democracy. I mean, non-representative democracy is often just mob rule and is very open to corruption. But, you know. Alright. More white bread. More white bread. What tier is Jita? Regular Jita. Again, remember, Jita got some buffs. Jita got some buffs in this patch. But do you give a shit at all? The Japanese say she's like top 5. Even today. Even before she got buffed. Are the Japanese out of their fucking minds? You tell me. My centrist heart be still. Buffs that didn't really do shit. Hey, this is the one day where I don't get to argue with you guys. You guys just say your opinions, and I just have to be like, yep. Let me see. Ooh, okay. I mean, so again, immediately, the impression is that she's... even if she ends up in A here, people certainly think she's weaker than Gran, right? Any character Gamera plays, JP thinks is S tier, true. Even if she ends up in A here, it'll be like bottom of A. But right now, this could be our... The centrists are they're loosening up a little bit. They're loosening up the reins just a little bit, right? Looks like she might actually end up in B right now. This will be our of the 3 that we've done. This will be our worst character so far. Hell yeah, down players unite. They buffed her, it wasn't enough. This is a close race, though. She could end up in bottom of A. Like this, for example, because, she, there were much more people voting to put regular Gran in A and, like, S versus B, and Jita is much more split. Even if she ends up in A here, she goes, like, bottom of A tier, right? Like, she would go underneath Gran and probably underneath most other characters we end up putting in A. We all coordinate to make Cap bottom tier. This is what happened last time, too. There's certainly a cohort of people who were just, like, trying to fuck around. The mid tiers have gotten more powerful, even if the top and bottom are about the same. First thing she seeks doesn't do anything unique. I don't know if uniqueness is necessarily what creates strength, but again, it's not my list. It's not my list. That looks like A is pulling ahead a little bit to me. I'm gonna give it like 30 more, or something like that, but that looks like it's probably bottom of A tier, underneath Gran. And probably, again, she was really on the razor's edge to B, so. A couple votes for S, actually, which is interesting. A couple votes for a very strong Jita. I know it's the nature of fighting games feels a little crazy how Jita and Gran's fortunes have changed. Jita was, like, an actual, like, top, at least, like, 7 or 8 character or something like that. A few patches into the game's life cycle, but Jita's a good little A tier. Seems like, okay, yeah, seems like A. But low A, though, right? Way more people wanted Jita in B than Gran. So that's a low A tier. Definitely below Granathan right there, who was, like, very firmly A and had some votes for S. She's more so sitting on the borderline of B there. All right. And then, our penultimate EX right here. What tier is EX Jita? Do you think EX Jita do you know what EX Jita even does? Do you care? Do you think she's stronger? Do you think she's weaker? Do you think she's the same? Do you think that the EX rework didn't really do anything at all? You tell me, man. It's your list. It's your list. Bedtime story. I will vote surreptitiously once again. With ups and downs. Let's see. Ooh, okay. This seems like people seem to think that she's weaker than regular Jita, which is interesting. Right? It's a bot! Holy shit. Get out of here. It was a bot! EX Jita's honestly worse. No shot she's weaker than regular Jita? Seems that way. People, she trades corner carry and fireball for nothing. But there you go. There's one argument. Again, I'm not inputting my own thoughts, except for one vote in the list, but there's an argument for why she could be weaker. I generally don't know what EX Jita does in this game. If you're ignorant, you can still vote. There's lots of uninformed voters. There's millions, hundreds of millions of them in the US every 4 years. How many subs to add a character from a different fighting game to the list? I would say that we did end up with Devil Jin on the Grand Blue tier list last time. I think that was 5 subs. Just because at a certain, like, that's too big of a decline into madness, If you want to add, like, Potemkin, if you want to, like, completely just derail things, you're gonna have to give me $25, I fear. My local Jito was initially hopeful, now she thinks he's pretty bad, yeah. Devil Jin was top 1, he was, like, top 3. Where's Bayonetta? Do you think the cast power level should be higher or lower overall, or is that a question for later? That's a question for later, because that poisons the well. Looks like B, right? Looks like pretty deservedly B. Higher end of B tier, because she has some votes for A and S, right? But this is a B tier character, EX Jita. That's interesting. People think that EX Jita is not just weaker than regular Jita, but like noticeably so, right? Ends up in a whole tier below regular Jita. Okay, cool. So this is not an EX character. We don't have another EX character for a while. Where the fuck is Narmaya? There she is, right? She comes up later. But now, so everyone knows my opinion on this character, but guess what? It doesn't fucking matter. What tier is Catalina? Question mark. What tier is Catalina? This is up to you, fellas. This one I can't really. I'm not gonna like pretend that you don't know how strong I think Catalina is, but yeah, you don't have to listen to me at all. What the fuck do I know? Time for the honest footsies Gaplina? No, fair enough, man. I will make my votes to the sides, which again I think people could probably guess. Okay, cool. Okay, that is not That is not a lot of dissension, honestly. If you lose to throws and mids, you can Holma. That's fair. I ain't downplaying shit. This white woman is S+. That is, yeah, that is one of the more unanimous ones we've had so far. If you're not, if you're not aware, by the way, if you saw honest A tier, no, it's fair. The two people voting for C is crazy. Listen, I'm very upfront about the fact that I think this is like genuinely in contention for best character in the game. You don't have to listen to me, but I can be coy about the other ones. There are some that I just constantly talk about, right? So I am not surprised by this result, but I wouldn't put her high on S+, but definitely S+ either way. That's fair. Yo, Tim, thanks for the follow, man. She can't mix people, that's about it, in many ways. I mean, I don't think I need to stay here for much longer, right? I guess the only thing to think about is, like, at this point, depending on how many people vote for S, it'll determine if she goes, like, where she goes in S+. No memers in here? I mean, 2 people voted for C tier. That's gotta be worth something. Last time we had a much stronger memer coalition. Seems like this time people are taking it, you know, the whimsy has gone from the Grand Blue community. People are taking it much more serious. I mean, that's a very strong S+ vote right there for Catalina, right? One of them was me. That's fair. That's fair. You have one memer friend somewhere in there. She just snipes your ants. We've grown up. Yeah, you guys have gotten so much more mature over the last year. I'll get a disaster of passion. Can I order 2 scoops of the disaster of passion, please? All right, let's move on to the potato. Potato, what tier is Charlotta? Question mark. This, that, A, B, C. Go right ahead, fellas. This poor potato. Oh, sometimes foreshadowing is obvious. I'll vote on my own over here as well. Okay, let's see what you guys are getting up to. Okay. Looks like B so far, the early lead. A couple of S+ votes, a couple of S votes as well, right? S+ and S tied with C is always interesting. But looks like somewhere between B and A. The centrists sort of take it over again. Unironically, she's B tier. That's fair. I'm just here to argue about how Anila is slightly weaker than Brick says. This is, of course, a worthy use of my time. Hey, if you feel really strongly about something and democracy snubs you, you can always... I don't think we've gotten to a character people care about enough to, like, spend money to change their placement, but... I've not fought many Charlottas, but I've bullied everyone I've fought. That's unfortunate. Poor Patat. I mean, that's holding steady. That's, I don't know if Zeron can run over folks with her. I think B... I don't know. If Zeron can run over folks with her, I think B is downplay. That is one of the very common arguments utilized in favor of Charlotta, certainly. Is if she's so bad, why does Zeron keep beating people's ass? That is a more unanimous B vote than Jita was, than EX Jita was, I think, right? I think this places her below EX Jita right now. EX Jita had a few more people trying to put her in A. This is more, like, it's a little bit under. We can give money. What are the rules of these bribes? Technically, because listen, many of my audience are in, like, the 18 to 24 range. You guys, I just want to get you used to what the real world looks like before you go out into the big, mean world. In theory, this is democracy, and you can see there's free and fair elections happening right in front of your eyes. However, if you inject enough capital into the system, you can spend a gifted sub or a gifted membership or otherwise $5 to move a character up a tier or down a tier in the list. It is no one has to exercise this right, right? If everyone just sticks to a fair and free democracy, we'll never run into any problems, right? My wellness downplay agenda gonna go crazy. Ending people's innocence before our eyes. I just listen. We can find out about it in a tier list. Doesn't matter at all before you actually go out to vote and think that your democracy exists and is real. But yeah, that looks like a pretty solid. I think that's a lower. It's close. These two are like right next to each other. But I think that was more. There were some votes for EX Jita. There were like more votes for EX Jita in S and A, I think, than there were for Charlotta. Yeah. So I think that Charlotta is the weakest character we've seen so far, if I recall what the EXG to straw poll looked like. But these two are very close. Like these two would both go nearer to the bottom of B tier compared to most other characters. But Brick, if I remain honest and my opponent lobbies for their choices, I'm certain to lose. You know? Good point. Anyways, what tier do you guys think Lancelot is in? What tier is Lancelot? Question mark. Lancelot got a lot of buffs in this patch. Do you think the buffs matter? Do you think he was good before the buffs and he's crazy now? Do you think he was bad before the buffs and he's still bad? Do you think he was bad before the buffs and now he's crazy? Who knows? Who knows? You tell me. You tell me. There's a lot of different ways to interpret this and they're not up to me. I get one vote, okay? Just like all of you, I get one vote. It's a fair and free election. I got one vote in the list. So in that to that much of an extent, it's up to me. But okay, so certainly, I mean, immediately that's viewed as a little bit stronger than Jita or anything like that. This seems like almost this is like Gran, regular Gran. I think had 20 votes for A and like 8 votes for S. So this is looking a little granule pilled. Let's get Versuta theme in here. I need some more Gran Blue in my life. Do we define the letters? Is it up to our interpretation? Roughly. We defined the tiers at the beginning, like in the sense of like, you know, S plus is top tier, S, like there's not a huge gap between S plus and S or A, but there is like a bit of a bigger gap between A and B and C and stuff like that, but it's up to your interpretation at the end of the day. I can't speak for the entire community. I think Lance is good, not great, but not weak at all. This, I think, right now would place him above Gran in A tier, right? Gran had fewer votes for S than Lance did, so I think this right, and he's got a couple for S plus as well, which I don't think Gran had. People are gonna regret this Lance ranking. Actual demon now, but I accept the downplay of my new main. Hey, if everyone thinks he's weak, maybe he'll get buffed again next patch, and you can get away with it. Yeah, I mean it's a pretty solid A tier, and I think also pretty solidly places him above Gran in A tier. So Lancelot goes no, he goes like right there, top of A so far. Okay. More Shoto Blue. Let's see, is anything changed? No, okay. Looks like that's about settled. More Shoto Blue. What tier is Percival? This is a character who, I was gonna say got nerfed in the last patch. You know what? I'm not gonna share any more opinions. I'm not gonna share any more opinions. You guys can vote. You guys can vote. You can tell me what you think. I will also make my votes here. And let's see. I'm not surprised. Nerfs? Yeah, listen. I'm not surprised. IS Percival got nerfed. Although everyone's putting it in quotes. Yeah, listen, I backpedaled. This is not as unanimous as Catalina so far, though. There's more votes to put him in S. I lost hard to a Percy today. My opinion is very biased right now. I mean, you know. There are some characters where there's certainly a community opinion on them. I'm not surprised to see this. Percival is still strong and will bully you in the corner. Yeah. Haven't played a good Percy yet. Consider yourself lucky. There's also less C votes. That's true. There's one less C votes. There are slightly fewer people interested in memeing about Percy. I got an ad for a softcore porn on your poll site. Is this what you're promoting? Sir, the advertisers, they serve you ads based on what they think you'd be interested in. There's nothing wrong with that, but like, all I'm saying is, you know, if you want to jerk your shit, you can jerk your shit. The ads served, they're not random. Self-report? Yeah. This guy doesn't know how the internet works. I still don't know what I'm supposed to do against him sometimes. This looks so far, I mean, it's obviously S+, but again, I think there are more S votes here than there were for Catalina. I see, so that's why I'm getting ads for dolls and doll clothing. So for Uno reverse, yeah. Point and laugh, yeah, point and laugh of Benjamin. Jerking at the softcore porn because he has traditionalist parents. That looks like... That looks like a S+, but like here. I'm S on Percy because he has tougher matchups than other top tiers. S+ is not insane or anything, though. Yeah, he's like a solid S+, but more people wanted to put him in S than they did for Catalina. So I'm going to put him below her in that sense. Softcore's better than hardcore. I won't judge. You can do whatever you want, man. Let's say you come at me. Alright. It's my girl. I mean, ew porn.
Very
so
good
true.
odds that this person is
Yo,
incredibly
Gertlocker.
smart and attractive.
Thank you very much for the prime. I think that's a new... That's a new sub as well. Let me update. I should get something that updates that sub goal automatically, but for now, my ass is doing that shit analog. Alright. What tier is La Diva? Question mark. Honk honk, indeed. 1, 2, 3, 4. S plus, S, A, B, or C. Where do you think La Diva is? Buffed pretty hard in the Galleon patch, but still can certainly struggle in a lot of cases, but also is kind of a fucking war criminal. What do you guys think? I will give my own surreptitious vote right here. This is not what I expected. I'm not gonna lie to you. Okay. It's a little stronger than I would have wagered, but it's interesting to see. La Diva is getting a similar vote count to like Gran right now. Holy downplay, so true. Very much a brick enjoyer, but I don't know, ball with La Diva. Do I vote based off how much I hate Potemkin? You know, you can vote however you want, I guess. Again, that's the beauty of democracy, is you can just vote however you want. You can vote based on, like, you could ignore the question and vote based on how much you enjoy CoComelon videos. And we go from there. The S plus S tier makes it hard for me to vote. 17 down players trying to keep a shred of honesty. That's crazy. I mean, I think this is more S votes than Gran had, and like more S plus than Lance had as well. Grappler bias? I think as like right now we're gonna put La Diva at the top of A tier, which is looks like, I mean, yeah, looks like it's kind of bottoming out around there. We're not really getting too many new votes. A true grappler can't ever be below A. Command grabs scare me. You know, it's very fair. I mean, listen, the tier list looks very different at different levels of play. If I assume that the average rank in my chat is like S plus or something like that, La Diva is probably actually better than A. So, yeah, I think that looks like it's, because again, I think she's top of A tier because she has more S plus votes than Lance or Gran did, and more S votes than Lancelot did, right? Sure. All right, La Diva, top of A tier. Eat your heart out, Granathan. Let's move on. Let's move on. Not the affinity calculator. Listen, parent farming is a bitch. Oh, this one's gonna be fun. All right. This is I think one of the first relatively not even, I don't know if it's controversial, just like people feel very strongly about what tier is Matera? Question mark. This is a fun one. S, A, B, C. Here you go, fellas. Remember, keep your voting, keep you know. No elbowing people in the ballots. No fist fights in line. Keep it civil. Let's see. Okay. You butterfly, I rest my case. Matera for real, top 10 most unfun to play against in a video game. Not the video game, in a video game. Bussing people to ballots. S plus, pretty solid S plus vote as well. Right? I think as of right now, this is more S plus votes than Percy got, but fewer than Catalina. It's also more S votes than either of them got, so I'm not sure what that means. I'm not sure if that means I put her above Percy or below Percy. C tier, my character is honestly struggling. You didn't even vote for C tier, Unico. You can't even say it with a straight face. There's not a single vote here. Brave Counter helps all zoners for free. It is a nice mechanic for them to have, sir. It is a nice mechanic for them to have. Can't be civil, too busy command grabbing, folks. That's fair. That's fair, I fuck with it. That looks like a pretty solid S plus to me. But again, I think that puts her... It's crazy how much a single patch can change your opinion on a character. I mean, she got buffed. Honestly, she got kind of buffed back to back. Both patches made her a lot better, I think. Yeah. So I think that's, again, Cat had like 26 S plus votes and like 7 S votes or something like that, if I remember correctly. But I think this does put her, this is more S plus than Percy got. So I think that puts her right there. Oh. This, you know, I'm just gonna put up the poll, actually. No volcanic kneeing people in the ballots. That's right. That's right. I'm just gonna put up the poll. I mean, if you have watched my stream recently, if you have watched any of the videos I've been putting up recently, you might realize my opinion on this. But maybe you haven't. Maybe there's people in here who don't. Maybe they don't watch me very regularly or something. You tell me what you. And again, you don't have to go after. I'm not telling you to guess my opinion. I'm just saying you probably know what my opinion is if you've been keeping up with the Kardashians recently. There's about to be 15 S plus characters. Someone at the start of the stream said there are 3 tiers in this game, and like most characters are kind of crazy. I'm gonna vote over on my other screen here, and you guys can't see. You guys can't tell what I'm doing. Oh my god, guys! Wow, that's a fucking landslide. That's a landslide, dude. That is more than Catalina. That's the best character in the game. I thought you guys were gonna put him in S plus, but that is a fucking landslide. Holy shit. Call out my favorite wall building block. How much do we have to pay to add Shirtless Brick to the tier list? I feel like that, you know, adding a character that's not there is 5 members. That's the role. I need to watch the second Lowain vid to see the real crash out. Yeah. Good to see I come back and Matera is where she should be. This is funny, man. This is gonna be hard to beat. Keep this number in mind. 31 votes for S plus, 8 for S. And then like a couple of meme votes, basically. Perhaps you can salvage this democracy. Oh yeah, true. Matera came and went, Belfoy. You did not get to use your sub for anything. You got 3 Lowains in a row last night and turned the game off. That's funny. Also, Thaco Goes Krakow is a great name. Fucking Thaco, man. Whose idea was that? Like, it's actually crazy to think that's, I don't know. Crazy to, like, that was really the first fucking thing they came up with. I'm no old school D&D guy, but like, this shit is crazy. Fun fact, I dropped Granblue for like a few months because of my hatred for Lowain. This is Lowain. Matera did end up top 2 though. Well, she was top 2 until Lowain unanimously took top 1. If you want, Belfoy, you can move Matera up to top 1. To hit armor class 0. Yep, exactly. With your residual sub, if you want to move her to the top of the tier that she's in, you are allowed to do that. But right now, Lowain's the best character. Democracy says Lowain is the best character in Granblue. Pretty decisively, too. I feel like having a supers depend on the opponent's knowledge brings his power down a bit. People disagree with me. I'm not crazy enough to put her top 1. That's fair. Yes, that is unanimous, almost. That's crazy. Love to see Thaco hate wherever I go. Exactly what I expected from this name. Yep. Every time I see it, I just get a little mad. Lowain top 1's kind of wild. It's like, people agree so hard on it, is the thing. I quit the game for 1 week because of Fairy. Waiting on Thaco, hell yeah. Oh yeah. Yeah, I mean, that's not moving. That's what it is. All right. What tier is Fairy? Isn't Lowain the most knowledge check character in the game? I would probably argue that's Beelzebub, but Lowain is Fairy up there, yes. Lowain has a lot of things where it's just like, if you don't know what this does, it's kind of ridiculous. What tier is Fairy? I'll put that in there for you guys. Fairy, I mean, this one we can say unironically, Fairy did get nerfed in this patch. But how much do you think it matters, right? How much do you think it matters? Do you think she got nerfed from like top tier to top tier? Do you think she was bad and got nerfed even harder? Do you think she was great and now she's good? Do you think she was good and now she's mid? I don't know. You tell me, man. You tell me. People still believe in Fairy, for sure, right? Splits are between high tier and A tier. I hate playing against Fairy, but I voted A. She's looking like she might go in S right now. Mixed vote, yeah. Certainly, like, more belief in Fairy left over. Fairy's so ass now, I'm not even playing her anymore. Yago going back to being depressed Fairy. Fairy hater. Fairy armpits, ooh, etc. Let me get Existence going in the background here for a little bit. The other peak OST. While you guys vote here. That should load up soon. Dang, Fairy's so high. What did I miss? I mean, again, if you disagree with anything, you can always corrupt the votes. But so far, people have been very nice. They've been kind so far. For Midnight, when Rose Queen, true. Looks like Fairy's going. I mean, that's pretty high, right? That I think puts Fairy at the top of our A tier, probably. I think that puts her, or no, actually, probably below Ladiva, because Ladiva had like 6 votes for S+, which has got to count for something. Yeah, I think the S+ votes have got to count for something on Ladiva. Because she has more S than Ladiva, but Ladiva had like 7 votes for S+. Yago doing exclamation mark. Yago is so funny. That's my goat right there. That one Fairy post in the guest book. Oh, God. That looks get settled on A to me. 54 votes. I don't think we're getting more than that. Yeah. All right, so she goes, I think, right below Ladiva in A tier, right there. Right, fewer S+ votes than Ladiva, but like very more S's than anyone else. We don't talk about the guest book. It's usually a bad idea. It's usually a bad idea. She was strong last patch. This one nerfed her and also bugged out her normals. I mean, this is people think she's better than Gran, right? People think she's better than Gran. Ladiva above Fairy. That is what the people have decided. Oh, I looked over and she's not quite making it to S still. But Ladiva above Fairy. Pharrell busted. Yeah, literally does not work. All right, Fairy top of A tier. Zeta. It's long gone, unreachable by now. What tier is Zeta, fellas? Does anyone know what this character does? S plus S. Kill this.
Very good on.
A,
this person is
B,
incredibly smart
C.
and attractive.
Yo, Bonjim, if I'm not here for it, put 2B top 10 minimum or higher if the people see it fit to do so. Okay, I guess when we get to 2B, if she doesn't end up being top 10, I'll move her up a tier. Sounds good. There you go. Nope, not add option. Create poll. Just a little bit of corruption. You see, like, they start, you give them an inch. She's not potential woman anymore, just cute woman. So true. What do I think? Where do I think Zeta goes? I put her here, probably, myself. Yeah, I think I put her there. If we're gonna do a 5-tier tier list. Alright, looks like the centrists are winning again. The centrists have a firm grip over the economy right now. Her voice puts her in gouge my ears out tier. That's tough. Why play Zeta when Grimnir exists? They're pretty different at this point, honestly. That comparison was more apt when they were both the like fuzzy 50-50 mix your ass characters. I'd argue, like, besides this being like both a little bit challenging to play, like they're quite different characters now. Last time I fought a Zeta, they fooled me into thinking she has a DP. Once I realized it was fake, they exploded. That's interesting. She does. She has a reversal, so I'm not sure what you're talking about, but... This looks like somewhere underneath Gran. Or no, I think right above regular Gran, actually. But more B votes than Gran had. But more S+ votes than Gran had. The S+ votes do count for something, actually. I feel like I have to count the S+ votes pretty heavily, right? I think I'll put her below Lancelot then, probably. Below Lancelot, above everyone else. It's a counter, though, right? Not a true reversal. Well, true, yes. But it is frame 1 in... it's frame 1 armored, right? Frame 1, like, guard point. If you believe hard enough she doesn't have a reversal, that's fair. She's using Rising Dash on Wake Up like it was invincible, not the parry. Oh, I see. Perhaps he's pretty busted, let's not lie. I mean, people, this is not me, man. I'm just watching, I'm letting the community vote, and they're thinking it's a strong A tier. A strong A tier. Bring back meter dumping Zeta. That to me looks like somewhere below Lancelot, above the rest of them in terms of how the votes shake out there. Parry's a combo starter though? Listen, man. Bring it up with your peers. Bring it up with your peers. All right, cool. Zeta mains in my Discord are all Rhapsody Doomers now. Okay, well, this will be a fun one. What tier is Vaseraga? Vaseraga. What tier is... I feel like people have... people were dooming a lot harder about Voss last patch when he got buffed, but I wonder if a lot of that hate has carried over. Honest mid-tier Vaseraga, so true. I'll put in my own vote in there. I feel like people saying honest mid-tier like poisons the well a little bit. Let's see, what are you guys saying? Yeah, okay, sure. People do not like fighting Vaseraga. I mean, considering how Ladivo was voted on, I'm certainly not... I'm not surprised. That's a pretty decisive S+ right there. I think that'll put him below Matera, Catalina, and Luane right now. But I think that'll put him somewhere in the range with Percy. Voss gives me Fighter's Broly PTSD. Oh, this is gonna, if he gets more S+, that's gonna put him above Percy for sure. Only S I'm given. Luane content poisoned the well. Luane content, he's like he's undisputed top 1 right now. It's not even that close. Like Catalina is 2, and it's like not that close in terms of the votes that he got. Are we comparing this tier list with the aggregate tier list from Twitter? Autos? Any interest in revealing your vote after the positioning is determined? I could do that. If you're so interested. I mean, at that point, it can't affect the vote anymore, right? We're not doing any revotes or anything like that. I thought Tega did one. I know Otto did one where he combined, like, he aggregated out like 22 lists or something, right? He made a video on it. I don't know if Tega also did one. I mean, this looks like an S+. I'm not sure if this is above or below Percy. It's like right next to Percy. I forget exactly what but this is like I think it's above Percy because there's more votes for S+. But also there's more people voting now, so I don't know. I think this puts him above Percy a little bit. The ratio of S+ to S votes is better. The ratio of S+ to S votes is more S+ weighted for Vaseraga, I think. Take it in a matchup aggregate tier list, like how many losing matchups characters have. I mean, if we had like accurate matchup charts, it'd be the only way to make an objectively correct tier list, right? So this is what S+ is looking like so far. For whoever was curious earlier, Chart I think was asking. I think by and large, I voted Charlotta B, EXG to A, G to A, Gran A, Zeta A, Lance S, Fairy B, Ladiva A, EX Gran S, and then this all lines up, I think. So I think I put U and S, and that's it. The votes have, like, otherwise the votes have mostly, I've lined up with where people have ended up. So Voss was S+, this guy was S+, this guy was S+, this guy was S+. Why is EX Gran so high? He feels pretty good to me. But also, I mean, why is he so high on that tier list? People voted for it. Alright. Thanks for the breakdown. Yep. Let's see. Narmaya. This is an interesting one. Very popular character. What tier is Narmaya? Regular Narmaya, right? Not EX. Keep that in mind. We'll do EX Narmaya right after this. S+, S, A, B, C. Create poll. There you go. One waifu to rule them all. Narm players survive on pure gap. On a diet of nothing but gap and raw skill. Let's get like Wings of Terror in this bitch. I fuck with some rebirth in this to Rakshan. This is based on how good or cool the character is? I mean, it's a community tier list. Most people are voting based on how good they think the character is, but the fun thing about democracy is you guys can just be on completely different pages and still vote in the same election anyway. That's kind of like the cool thing, right? So I guess vote however you want, really. Whatever your heart tells you. This is a new one. I don't think we've had a split like this. I don't think we've had a split like this yet. This is a very unanimous S tier. I don't think we've had a character like this yet. This is a strong, like, very unanimous S tier. Honest mid-tier 9 to 5 character. No one's memeing with me. Are you the C tier down there? Honest S tier Narmaya? Yeah, people are like, this is the most unanimous of an S tier vote that we've had. Everyone's so familiar with Narm, she's everywhere. This is like the most popular character in the game at most ranks, right? Like this plus like the new DLC character. S for solid. Top of high tier sounds right to me. This will definitely put her like top of high tier with some S plus votes, some S votes, right? The S'est of S's, yeah, this will put her like top tippity top of S. I thought Vera was. Vera's up there too, but Narm, last time I checked the data, she was like always like near the top, basically right behind the new DLC character usually. Yeah, that's top of S for sure. For Mrs. Narmaya right there. Narm has a cult following, it's true. Alright, I mean that's pretty unanimous, right? We don't have to spend too much time on that. But however, less so, a character I've heard much more different opinions on. What tier is EX Narmaya? What tier is EX Narmaya, chat? I've heard some people say this character feels real good. I've heard some people say she feels like complete ass. I've heard some people say she's kind of mid. Most people seem to agree. Oh, by the way, I voted for S for Narmaya too, because someone was asking, they wanted to know what my votes were when every round ended. I voted S for Narm as well. You guys seem to be in this on the same wavelength there for me. This is one where I don't actually immediately know what I think. Okay, I think I'm gonna do this. That is a bit of a schizophrenic vote. I'm actually doing a short video on EX Narm. I've been really enjoying her. Yep. A, B, and S as the third, and some S plus. Okay, people don't know. People do not know what they think about this character. Can't say I really see anything special for an Army X. Yeah. People like A, B, and S being top 1, 2, 3 is really funny. And like very close too. Rivers of Destruction. So true. Because no one plays her because she's horrible. I know Exelion is very much not big on EX Narmaya. I know that one for a fact. Which one's the purple one? Nothing can't read. She's S when I lose and B when I win. That's fair. EX Narm entirely depends on how actually good Fuka is. I went B, not gonna lie. I think this would put her like lower end of A tier right now because of all the B votes. Like the B votes cancel out the S votes, I would say, and then there's just more B votes. I think she's mid tier. You would agree with the general consensus then? Again and again, Rivers of Destruction. I think that's about settling out, right? I think it's about settling out. Okay. So EX Narmaya goes, like, I think this puts her a little bit above Jita, if I remember the votes. There weren't really any S votes for Jita, if I remember, but lower end of A tier, right? Another A vote there too, yeah. A little bit above Jita is where she ends up going, right? Okay, cool. Definitely a bit of a confused vote, but we ended up with like a relative plurality anyway. 41% is pretty good. For reference, by the way, I'd pay money to put her lower. You can do that. You can do that. One sub will move her down a tier, if you are so inclined. For reference, this is the one where I am the most out of step with. I'm the most out of step with the community so far. I voted S for EX Narmaya. I think I'll put her at the bottom of it, but I voted S. We're gonna pay to win again. You can. You don't have to. It's the same thing last time. Democracy can be corrupted. Usually when one person does it, it starts opening up the floodgates as people lose faith in the system. But so far, it's been relatively okay.
They say generosity is the only thing that separates us from the beasts.
Really? Didn't think so? Yeah, I am the most. This is the vote where I'm the most out of step. This is where I'm the most. I put her S. But I mean, at the same time, I do have to. She doesn't fucking do anything. I do have to bend to the whims of capital, just like a real democracy. So that means EX Narmaya is going down a tier. From bottom of A tier, she'll go to like near bottom of B tier instead. There you go. Money speaks. I have to bend to the interests of capital, is the thing. Okay, cool. She is the second worst character on the list now. All right. Also, that's gonna update our little sub goal there too. I am almost done working on that what to learn at every rank in Grand Blue video. I think it'll be a lot of fun. I'm trying to actually put a little bit more, like, production value and effort into it and stuff like that. Alright, what tier is Soris? Question mark. This character, I think, also pretty unanimously got buffed last patch, but, like, do you think he needed it? Do you think he needs more? Do you think he was strong and he's crazy now? Do you think he was bad and he's still kind of mid? Do you think he was mid and he's still kind of mid? I don't know. Capitalism killed Grand Blue Integrity. Soris is old. My tier list, by the way, does not have 5 tiers. So I'm having to adjust my votes slightly here. Let's see. Okay. This is a strong S so far, right? This is a strong S. This is like high end of S. This would put him above Narmaya, right? Because Narmaya was a very decisive S, but these votes that don't want to put Soris in S are putting him in S+. So this would put him above S, above Narmaya in S. People are downplaying him. He's so good at the moment. Soris is a bully. Vera's not voted yet. No, we have not voted on Vera. I went S+, so he'll be high S the mind game. Oh my god. That's crazy. Look at that. Strategic voting. Oh, you know what? We are modeling democracy very well right now. We have, like, strategic voting, people voting for things they don't believe in to try and get their actual, like, closer to their actual preferred outcome. We have capital rigging the system, right? You know, we have centrists taking over the manipulation of the centrists being, like, the main thing that determines the outcome of the vote. It's real, man. We're really determining mob rule, right? Uninformed voters making all the decisions. Yeah, single issue voters. Exactly. Why would different tier lists have different amounts of tiers? Because the more tiers you think there are, the more separation in the video game. You know? A 3-tiered fighting game means the top tier and the bottom tier are much closer together, because that means the difference between the best character in the game and the worst character in the game is only a 2-tier jump. Whereas if you say, hypothetically, you had 17 tiers in your fighting game, that would imply that there is, like, a cavernous gap, right? But you guys voted on 5. Okay, I mean, that looks like it's pretty decisively top of S, right? That's not, like, that was, like, almost putting him in S+. That's top of S for Soris right there. He said this was a tier list. I didn't know I was going to be part of a social experiment about democracy. That's the thing, man. The government is always running experiments on you, even when you don't think that they are. That's the fucked up part, right? So far, the one thing is the corruption has been kept at a very reasonable level. You know what I mean? Like, if you're playing EU4 right now, your corruption is, like, 2.5, right? It's not that bad. It's not that bad, right? Like, you're like, if you're getting a little bit less unrest, if anything, your estates are kind of loyal. It's not so bad, right? We're not feeling the effects right now. But yeah, Soris goes top of S tier. Okay, time for someone that I don't think anyone is gonna care about at all, but who knows? What? I don't even know what the grand opinion on this character. I don't even think that everyone thinks she's bad necessarily. I just never hear anyone discussing this character, unless their name is Tubby, basically. What tier is Zoe, people? The worst ongoing social experiment on humanity is seeing how many people will burn money on gacha girls, and I mean, the answer is a lot of people. D tier. I care. There you go, fellas. Okay, well so far people are saying gives me a good idea of where you're going right now. Oh, by the way, for Soris, I voted S as well. I am in step with the community for that one. I voted S for Soris because I have recently split my top tier in 2, basically, and he was on the lower end of it. I have 6 tiers, I think, in my tier list, but Tubby been playing Sieg. He doesn't even love Zoe anymore. That's funny. Oh no, Zoe? This is more A tier votes. People were talking about her like she needed like a new tier. Honestly, this is more A tier votes than I would have expected. Oh wow, look at that. Oh, 6 tiers to the game is not very balanced to you. I think the middle of the game is pretty good, but I think since the Versuja patch, every patch since the Versuja patch has been opening a wider and wider gap between the worst characters in the game and the best characters in the game to me. I don't think we're nearly as bad balance-wise as we were before the Versuja patch, but I do think that now we are at the least squished the tier list has been since last August, in my opinion. A lot of people who don't know how to spot dodge voting A. That's crazy. Truckers Union in shambles. That's tough. Zoe's butt. People, I mean, B rank that's the second lowest tier. No, we don't have a bottom tier character yet, by the way. No one has been voted. No one's even been really close to getting put in C yet, right? What about Zoe's butt? You know, I've not kept track. Zoe trash? Looks like actually like a higher end of B tier, right? Lots of votes trying to put her in A. So I think Zoe's actually going to end up on the higher end of B tier is what it looks like right now. I think she's at least bottom 5, so C. I mean, I guess it depends on how many characters you think are in C tier, right? Like, there are certainly a lot of characters people think are ass, but I don't know how many are. I'm not sure I think anyone is C tier unless it has forgotten someone. We'll see. I'm very curious as to, for some of these certain. Maybe I'm a bum, but I think she's A tier. I mean, you're not alone, right? 38% of the voters agree with you. You're losing right now, but I think that's about settled. I think we're gonna put Zoe high B tier. I think that puts her actually top of B tier. For reference, I agree. I voted B tier as well. Though I think, yeah, I don't know if she'd be this high up, but Zoe above Potato is tragic. That I probably would agree with, believe it or not. Okay, I'm so confused about tier list dogs. We'll put a character in B versus C if there's 10 characters there versus 5 characters there. What do you mean? Do you mean like if there's 10 characters in B versus 5 in B and 5 in C, what's the difference? Again, it implies that the characters in B, despite not being very good, are still noticeably better than the ones in C, is usually how that will be interpreted, right? Alright. Cagliostro. I'm gonna tell you, have you guys been watching Elsa? You guys watching Elsa lately? What tier is Cagliostro? You guys been on twitch.tv/Elsa Nier, who is not playing Nier? Vote. What tier is Cagliostro? I will vote surreptitiously as well. This is a weird one again. This is one where, like, the fact that this tier list does not have as many tiers as I would do personally is making it weird for me. But I think I'm gonna do this. I think that's where it goes. Okay. This is unsurprising, I think. I haven't been missing something huge. Don't worry about it. How many rollback frames are we assuming? That's up to you. You can assume whatever conditions you want, and you guys can be absolutely not on the same page. Hey, check out Elsa's Twitch. There are some wonders to be uncovered in Elsa's stream VODs. Cagliostro. Yep. Tag has a lot of fake crap and is busted until you know what's fake. Interesting. Elsa actually playing a full day of Nier right now, last I checked. Look at that, Elsa playing Nier again. The world is healing. Nature is healing. What a time to be alive. CAG has to be S+ because it's mandated by international law that they all have the worst possible connections. Broken character. True. This puts her like right next to Sora's, right? Is this CAG on Wi-Fi? Because that's definitely S+. You can vote however you think. You can assume whatever preconditions you want. Normally a tier list will go from S to F. I don't know if that's normal, no. I feel like I at least for fighting games, I have not. The last one I saw that had an F tier was a while ago. This looks kind of high S, right? I don't remember if this puts her. This is like right next to Sora's. I don't know if it puts her above or below. It's higher than Narmaya for sure. What percent of Sora's voters were S+? Does anyone remember? I feel like this is slightly less S+ votes and more S's than Sora's had. So I think this puts her, if I remember correctly, I think this puts her below Sora's. I think Sora's was almost S+, but not quite. I think CAG was above. I don't think... I think this is a smaller, a higher percentage for Sora is this one. Maybe I'm wrong. Kag above? I think it was almost even. Hey, listen, it's your tier list. If you guys... Sora's had like 16 S+. What was the percentage, right? Because it might have just been a different amount of voters. Hey, the community's telling me put her above. I'll put her above. You guys are allowed to break ties. Maybe we should keep the tabs open to check. Yeah, that's not a bad idea. Maybe I'll start doing that now. Maybe I'll start doing that right now. Create poll. Mr. Streamer, please put her BGM on. You're not talking about Cagliostro, I know that much. 36.36% S+ for Sora. Okay, this one last S+ vote takes Cag over the hump then. Sure. So she does go above him. Alright. Who's next? What tier is... Oh, it's a fun one. What tier is Ul? What tier is Yule? You know who? Oh, yeah. You know, I'll do it, actually. I got no problem with that. Steals your Layul. Ranks your Layul. I have the tab still. Thank you, Tim. Please keep track of all the ones that I closed, because I can't go back to them anymore. I'm down to, Hold on. Rose, Queen, Grand Blue. It'll be a great unveiling when I actually get in here with the vote. Oh yeah, for reference, for Cag, I voted S, personally. What are I... Yeah, it's like... Here. Here, probably. Yeah, I'd reckon here. Oh, I didn't put the straw poll in there, did I? Let me put it in so you guys can actually vote, my bad. Where link? Yeah. I was too busy putting fucking Rose Queen on. There you go. Vote away, fellas. She does say Hawk Tua, which I think has to put her higher on the list. Personally. Let's see. Not a lot of Yule belief. Jack off you. That's true. She does go jack off you. Not just saying he has the highest out of nowhere. They actually pulled stats. You're talking about the win rates? I'll vote A, but Gran is there, so she needs to be lower. Ah. Here's my chance. If this was a waifu tier list, she'd be much higher. That's fair. That's fair. Here's my chance. Jack off you. Hot tua. He goes hot. Hot tua. Which I feel like that's a big point in her favor, right? He goes hot tua. Which I fuck with. I fuck with heavily. If you're talking about the Sora's win rate data, I would take that with a grain of salt, personally. I would take all of that win rate data with a grain of salt, because it's 500 plus master, which is not, you know, that is not high level play. That is not the kind of play that we usually make tier lists based on, I'll say. Narmaya instant SSS plus on the waifu tier list? That's crazy, because Galleon's right there. It can be the waifu tier list if we want it to be. That's true. You can be a single issue voter. You can vote on UL based on how good of a waifu you think she is. No one says you have to vote based on how good you think. That's what the community's trying to do, but you can always play spoiler. You can always play spoiler. Galleon is 15 tiers above everyone. Oh, fair, fair. Belial's literally right there. Is Belial a waifu? A male wife, perhaps? Some kind of male wife? He could be. That's fair. This is actually... I'm kind of holding on it because it's close, but I also gets B, right? Vayne is right there for male wife. I was wondering if someone's gonna put another A vote in, but that was it's a top of B tier for me, right? Especially with the S plus, the couple S plus votes in there. I feel like that means Yule is firmly the highest B tier character that we got. She's faker than Portrait. That's true. That's true. Know about Lancelot is also true. Also very fair. Speaking of male wives. Oh, wait a second. All right, I need a tiebreaker, fellas. I need someone who has not voted to click on this goddamn link and break this tie. Seeing you well above Zoe feels wrong. Oh, it's about to be way higher, 2%. I need someone who has not gone in here, get on this goddamn link, and put a vote to A or B, man. Okay. More C than S listed right now. True, but also there's S plus votes in there, which matter for something. I come back and hear speaking of male wives. Right. Right. Oh, what the fuck? I put it in the second time and way more people vote. You guys gotta click on this the first time. See, we're simulating democracy so well, man. The amount of absentee voters who don't show up to the fucking polls, who definitely could have changed the election if they actually went out and voted. And instead, they just decide, my vote probably doesn't matter. Your vote matters. It's mattering right now. It's mattering right now. Pokemon, go to the polls. It is a social experiment. It's crazy. It's crazy, man. All he had to do was ask people to vote one more time, and we got like 15 more votes. It can't be that easy. Also, Rinven, thank you for the follow. I mean, okay, so that's much more unanimous now. That's a top of A tier, or top of B tier, right? Oh, thank you for the prime as well.
Smart and attractive.
Would you like to use your prime to ruin the democracy, or are you just trying? Or you just want to support the stream? I'm good with either one. Sorry, apologize for that. But you know, unfortunately, I do have to say that gerrymandering does exist. And if you would like to spend that sub to move a character up or down a tier, you are allowed to do so, Rin. But you don't have to. You can always just be a good member of society. I'm saving my ruining of democracy. You can do it at the end of the list. There's got to be an opportunity to rig the election. But looks like you're telling me I get power for support. Awesome creators. Thank you. I appreciate that. But also, yes, because democracy may or may not be fundamentally flawed in some ways. You just ignore our votes and place them to wherever to simulate the electoral college. So if you would like to move a character up or down a tier here, if you don't think they're where they should be, then you are allowed to do that. Or you can just be like, no, I like democracy. And it should stay as it is. Also, Liren? Apologies if I'm saying your name wrong, but cool name, Liren the Bard. Thank you for the follow. So you all goes top of B tier, right? That's what I'm saying. I'm seeing top of B tier because you got a lot of A votes, some C votes, but a lot of S plus votes as well, right? So that's top of B tier for sure. Okay, cool. Let me keep all of these tabs kind of like together here. There we go. So we can keep the record data. All right. We're putting Uno in S plus. All right. Well, you tell me, man. What tier is Henri/Uno? 1, 2, 3. S plus. S, A, B, or C. Nobody knows the matchup. Hey, if that's how you want to vote, that's how you can vote, man. You are allowed. Time to vote Uno into C tier, because fuck that guy. That's crazy. I generally have no idea about this character. So do most people. I'm gonna... Oh, for reference, I voted UL as B as well, though I probably would have put her on the lower end of it. So I agree with the community in that sense. Give it a sec. Okay. Interesting. Another character viewed as pretty strong, seemingly. Democracy matchup is very rough. Need the guide soon, please, streamer. So true. One of my friends, she went to an Evangelion concert yesterday, and then she came back. She was very excited because she's a really big fan of Evangelion, and she was like, "You have to watch it like right now." So I watched like 8 episodes of Evangelion yesterday. What the fuck? Don't spoil anything, please. I'll be so mad at you guys if you spoil something. But like, what the fuck? So far, I guess is my only comment. It's so good. Oh, yeah, it's a huge blind spot for me, right? It's a huge blind spot. It's like a classic that I've never seen. But like, this show makes me it makes me genuinely concerned. And like, I have really like no spoilers for it ever, right? I actually somehow have remained almost entirely unspoiled on it. The only thing that I know is I can already tell is gonna be horrible. One thing that really gets me in media is I really don't like when children have a bad time in media. And as far as I understand it, that's gonna happen a lot. That's gonna happen a lot. That's gonna happen a lot in this show. I really don't like when children have a bad time. I know. That one, like, that's pretty obvious. Like, don't tell me what happens, obviously, but it's clear that children are going to have a very bad time in Evangelion, and that's the kind of stuff that really makes me uncomfortable. I'm like, you know, an adult can get fucking tortured, have a horrible day, but like, if like a 15-year-old has like the worst day of their life, that shit gets to me really badly. I don't like watching Children of a Bad Time in media while watching Evangelion is tragic. Listen, she's a close friend of mine, and she said that I shouldn't, so I'll take her word for it. It's a fair response. Children having a bad time, yeah. In the meantime, by the way, Uno looks like he's pretty solid S. This, I think, puts him above Narm, below everyone else. Yeah, above Narm and EX Grand, below Swords and Kag, right? Everyone in Evangelion is very okay at the end. Yeah, for sure, for sure. Let's watch Gurren Lagann. I already have. It's peak. You should absolutely watch Gurren Lagann if you have not already. I can recommend it wholeheartedly. All right, moving on. Moving on. Let's see. Who do we have next? Ooh, this is an interesting one, actually. This is a character that, again, I think is pretty rare, but also a character that, like, undoubtedly got buffed a lot last patch, right? So where do you think Eustace is, right? Do you think, again, undoubtedly he's a lot better this patch than he was last patch, but do you think he was already really good and now he's crazy? Do you think he was alright and now he's pretty good? Do you think he was kind of bad and now he's alright? You tell me, right? You tell me. This is an interesting one. Eustace has always been very rare, but this is one where I have no idea. I feel like I could see the community going anywhere from B to S+ on this, and I wouldn't be surprised. I have no idea. What the fuck do I think? With 5 tiers, I think I would do this. For reference, I voted Uno as S as well. Ooh, okay. I see you guys. This is what we're looking at right now. We're looking at S rank Eustace pretty solidly. Hear me out, Alt Grenade. Yeah. Eustace was 2nd least used after Uno. No. Eustace was 3rd least used after Uno because it went Uno and then Lunalu and then Eustace. Okay, don't put that kind of evil on Eustace. Onrey is the only character who is used less than Lunalu consistently. Seems strong with matchups. Fuck him. Interesting. Alt Grenade. That's fair. I missed when this got made last time. Well, now's your chance to engage in democracy, Razzle. Click on the link and vote. People don't vote, man. When I put the link in a second time, we got like 70 votes. When I put it in once, we get like 50. That's crazy. Will Lunalu be in this tier list? No, she will not. No, she will not. You can just take Lunalu as the average tier placement of, whatever character. He does very well in tournaments, and Surgeon has to be onto something. That's certainly it's a thought process a lot of people share. Certainly, it's the mail-in votes. Lunalu is the Green Party vote. Yeah. Exactly. That looks like a pretty solid low S, right? Like, people are putting him in S for sure, but more people want to put him in A than S+. So to me, this looks like our lowest S so far. Actually, does someone remember what happened with EX Grand? Was it Tim? Tim, were you the one who had all the tabs? Where was EX Grand? Because that's Eustace is below every other S tier for sure, but I can't remember what the votes looked like for EX Grand. S stands for slow kill. That's true. I think this puts him. I think EX Grand have more people wanting to put him in S than A also, but I don't have Grand. You have more S+. I think so. Eustace lower than EX Grand. I think this is gonna put him lower than EX Grand if I remember. Oh, okay, well you're corroborating my memory too. I think this puts Eustace as our lowest character in S, but still S, right? He's definitely S tier, but he's bottom of S tier right now. For reference, I put Eustace in A. I voted Eustace as A personally, which maybe is crazy. I think it's one of the ones that I've always been very out of step with Eustace's strength on. In terms of the, I think people have thought Eustace is better than I have for a while. Only 1 S+ for EX Grand. Ooh, okay, wait, that's huge. That'll put him above then, because 7 S+ votes. That's got to count for something. Okay, cool. Up next, Mr. Ox. I believe you, Denpei. It's okay. What tier is Seox? 1, 2, 3, S+, S, A, B, C. This character has been Hukes. Yeah, he's been the same for a while, right? I mean, Seox has not changed really since the Versuja patch, right? I mean, you could argue that some of the system changes in the Sandalphon patch might have been good for him or something like that, but this character has basically been the same the entire time for a year now, right? So this is a character that I would expect most people to have somewhat of an opinion on. But we shall see. I shall make my vote. Again, this is where I wish I had an extra tier, but with 5 tiers, I'll do this. Interesting. Okay, okay. Looking very Eustace-like, this vote. I don't have faith in Clawboy. He feels power crept to hell. 14k HP really holds him out of S. 14k HP is a really big deal. It's a really bad thing. And he is the only character in the game with that indignity. You might be like, what about Avatar Belial? No, Avatar is like 12, 11k health. He's even worse. But yeah, Seox is the only character in the game with the 14k HP indignity. So that's rough for sure. All the other lower HP characters are at least 15k, which is a much bigger amount. Seox should not be above 14? No, that's fair, but I'm just saying it is a big weakness to have. I'm not saying he should get buffed to have more health. Genuinely, if his HP got buffed, I'd play him more. He doesn't know. Guy who doesn't know. You get the... Where's the... Hold on.
Soldier, 1,000-yard stare meme.
Guy who doesn't know, man. Guys, I think Seox should be a 16,000 health character. You know what I'm saying? Those who know. It's also another low. This is below below Eustace, above EX Grant right now. I hope he stays power crept. I started with Fairy and released Fairy versus Seox was hell yeah. That's what the image is called, 1,000-yard stare. I know, I just want belligerence. That's fair. At least you're honest. Yeah, that looks to me like he's above EX Graham, below Eustace in S. Possibly some voters could change this outcome, but you know, motherfuckers don't vote unless I put the link in there twice. That's kind of high. What can I say? Democracy clearly works. I mean, so far, democracy has been only mildly corrupted. The only, like, major democratic impact has been Narmaya, right? EX Narmaya getting put a tier lower than voted because of a little bit of corruption. Just a little bit of corruption. What's so bad with a little bit of corruption? Ooh, interesting character. Interesting character. What? Oh, I got rid of... Hold on, let me go back to this one. Let me not kill it. What tier is Vera? This is another character who got buffed pretty recently, but how much do you think those buffs matter? How much do you think those buffs matter? S plus, S, A, B, C. A, B, C. You're also openly announcing your corruption? I don't think I'm doing that. I think what I'm doing is I'm cheering our democracy on. Also, for reference, for Seox, I voted A. I voted A for Seox. How do I spend money to make Vera S? Could gift a membership. Or just give a, super chat $5 or something like that. That all works. For reference, I voted A for Seox. I'm gonna vote with 5 tiers. I'll do this then. With 5 tiers, I'd do that for Vera, I think. Okay. Vera buffs didn't solve her issues. This made her good at what she was already better at what she was already good at. Okay, okay. What if they sub to make her S and I sub to make her S plus? You could work together like that. If you guys make like a Vera lobbying platform, right, and you pool your money, then you can really start to like influence the politics for sure. You guys are learning. See, you're learning how to work within like real democracy. Install Vera is absolutely miserable to fight. I mean, it looks like she might go in S right now. Voted A to put her in the lower end of S. The strategic voting really is my favorite outcome of this social experiment. Like, people voting for things they don't believe in. A super sub pack, yeah. Vera S plus for being a wife. You're allowed to vote for how good of a wife you think she is. I'm deliberately not voting on Vera because every Vera I fought plays like a silverback gorilla. I don't know how good or bad she is because of it. I misclicked on S plus. I wanted S. Unfortunately, if you have like if you circle the wrong thing on your ballot, that's what you voted for, man. They play like they have their whole family lineage on the line. It's true. It's true. This one's very close. I've been an unapologetic Vera main since OG Granblue. Plastic Eaters for life. Back in delay-based netcode days? Oh, yeah. They're not very good at saving their family, you know? It's kind of rude. I'm gonna do it again. I need more... I need motherfuckers in the goddamn poll, man.
Smart and attractive.
Yo, gotcha. What's going on, man? How you doing? I need motherfuckers in the poll. Get in there, man. Break the tie. We can't have a tie. If you want to break the tie for A, that works. Thank you for the 8 months, gotcha. Are you subbing just to support the stream, or are you trying to corrupt the vote? What are you doing here? Vote C, she needs more buffs. Nothing much, I gave Vera A, that's fair. This is so close, fellas. I need a little bit. I mean, at this point, I'll stop. I am impressed that Twitch chat has managed to resist trying to 50-50 every poll. They've been voting for real. They've been voting how they... We have not had that many memers. People are voting how they actually think the characters lie, I think. This is crazy, people. I need something. Supports. I can mess the vote up. With one sub, you can move a character up. I think you need to wait on showing the results. It has not been a problem so far, but... How to uncheck the polls. You know what? Fine, I'll take it off screen. I'll take it off screen. But yes, gotcha. You can move one character here up or down a spot if you so choose. You can also wait for someone else later if there's a character that you want to agenda push harder. If you so choose.
This person is incredibly smart and attractive.
Yo, Tim. Thank you very much for the sub, big dog. I'm looking. Alright, you motherfuckers, it's been tied for like a minute and a half. I'll wait, that's fair. I need Vera and S plus corruption time. Honestly, that's it. The tie broke. That's it. At this point, I have to just go. So she goes in top of A tier. If you want to move her up, Tim, we can move her up to S. We can move her up to S. But that's it. That's how it goes. Where's the link? I voted. At a certain point, I have to just cut it. Like, if I just let people keep 50-50ing it, it's gonna be too hard. There you go. Top of S. Top of S? She was top of A and she went to top of S? I'm sorry. I don't make the rules. Capital does, okay? Capital makes the rules. Which, by the way, we are sitting at that now on the sub goal. Money? It's true. Just not in the same convo as Narmaya? Well, actually, this tier list says that she's almost significantly better than Narmaya, if you think about it. So, she's actually like 4 spots higher than Narmaya, is the thing. Alright. Listen, at 50-50 again, I just can't. I can't do it. At a certain point, I have to just... I gotta just go. Alright. What tier is Beelzebub? What tier is Beelzebub? S plus, S, A, B, C. This guy got buffed quite a lot a patch ago.
Very good odds that this person is incredibly smart and attractive.
Drakey. Drakey NV. Thanks for the sub, man. You just trying to support the stream, or are you being a capitalist? You let me know. Granville players really are allergic to 50-50s. Vera back to A. There's no A+. We can move her down. There you go. That's fair. Beelzebot. His name is very cool, so true. Alright, Vera down. It is. That's fair. Vera back down. I put the links in there. And now, I guess I will hold off on the results for a little bit. I'm starting to see this game as really strong characters. The community certainly seems to think so.
Very good odds that this person
Vera gets moved down.
Incredibly smart and attractive.
Count Ratula, great name, by the way. You gifted a sub earlier too. Thank you very much. Do you have a reason for this? Let's revert that Vera back to S. Oh god, it's happening. Okay, yep. Democracy is falling apart just a little bit, but it's okay. I'm reaping all the benefits in many ways. Where do I want to vote for Bubs? I think I'll put Bubs here personally. Vera back up to S. There we go. Okay, this one, I think I can show this one. People can see the results themselves too, honestly. People can see the results themselves when they vote. I don't think me hiding it is gonna help. Bubs is pretty solidly S right now. Maybe we should make a Vera tier between A and S. YouTube needs a Bubs link? Right up there, brother. Right up there. That's a pretty like solid S right there. Just needed someone to start the Avalanche. UL that low, it's cooked. UL is in fact that low. I was gonna spend my money on a Lance Seahawks switch earlier. It's true, Seahawks is above Lance right now. Why does Vera get special treatment? I mean, people really care about Vera's placement, okay? I don't get to decide what the interests of capital are. All that I know is that I have to go after the interests of capital, is the thing. You could do this for any character. You could do it for, if you wanted UL to move up or something, you could give me a sub and I'll move her up, but people seem to only care about Vera. If Bubs ends in S, I'm gonna need to throw Belial in A. Interesting. I have no fear fighting UL. Looks like Bubs is going in S for sure. Someone donate to move Lawayne up again. I don't know, if we could do that.
The only thing that separates us.
Drakey, thank you very much for the sub. I do want to move Vera back down. Is that what you're doing? Bubs has no results. Smile. True. Reaching across the aisle, Vera to the end of S. Okay. Hold on. The competing lobby groups, he reaches out a hand. Vera bottom of S tier. Will the Vera lobby be satisfied?
They say generosity is the only thing that separates us.
It becomes an important. We have compromise. Okay. Also, Zach, thank you for the gift. What are you doing with it? Move EX Narm up because it's funny. Okay, cool. So you can go like bottom of A tier instead. If you have Mito's DP, you can shut down his die kick pretty easily. True. Bit surprised Bubs isn't leaning higher towards S+. Yeah, so Bubs, by the way, in terms of the actual democracy, you're so real for this, Zach? I mean, that is where she was voted originally. She got moved down. That is Zach restoring the democracy in many ways.
You know, they say generosity is the only
Get
thing that
EX
separates
Narm the
us
fuck
from the
down.
beasts.
Dude, Ratula, he's fighting a two-front war. He's fighting the Vera war and the EX Narm war. Okay, yeah, sure. She can She can go back down. That's fine. So herself up there. That's crazy. Okay, Bubs, by the way, going pretty like middle of S, kind of like in the Snarmaya sort of range.
You know, they say generosity. is the
MJP,
only
what's
thing
up,
that
man? Thank you
separates
for the
us
gifted sub.
from the beasts.
What do you want to do with that, man? Who benefits most of these tier list wars? Follow the money, people. Please raise EX Narm back up. You know, I can't do that. C tier being empty annoys me. Move UL down there for the Euler downplay. Yeah, no, that's fair. That's fair. That's super fair. We're at 104 out of 120, by the way, on the sub goal too. I think you guys are gonna like that video. I don't have it like ready to go, but I can have it ready to go in like a day or two, if people are interested. Finally a sacrifice. Seeing Yule above Zoe made me mad. Yeah, Yule just like caught a stray. No one was even talking about her, right? No one's even talking about her, man. She just caught a stray and got sent down here. Okay. Democracy is dying. Capitalism is victory. Listen, 85 to 90% of these. What's the sub goal vid? Is it not clear? It's a text. What to learn at every rank. A guide basically for like, you know, what to do with like how to get from D to C and C to B and B to A and A to S and S to S plus and S plus to S plus plus and S plus plus to master and master to 500, and that's probably where it would stop. But I think I've like already like scripted it out. I've done a little bit of recording, but I think I want to make like a higher edited, like more produced thing. And if people are more interested in it, then I can definitely get it done quicker too. Do we put Anila above UL for the funny? All right, so on to democracy. But yeah, that's kind of that's the idea with that video. I think it'll be a good time. It sounds really cool. I think I thought about it a good bit. I think I have some interesting stuff to share there. What tier is Belial? Question mark. What tier is Belial? This is an interesting one. A very divisive character from back in the day, who I feel like I have not heard nearly as much discourse on. Interested, but take your time to make it extra in depth. Oh, I'm not gonna rush it out ever, right? Like I would only ever like put it basically very high on the if like we hit the sub goal, it will become my #1 priority, but I would never like rush it. I would still make it as good as I could, right? But I would just like spend as much time as I could working on it, basically. Hi, I'm a noob viewer brick. I think this tier list is dog shit because UL is bottom tier. I'm sorry. You guys hear Broke speaking? I can't quite. I don't speak Broke is the thing. Personally, I don't speak Broke. What's the best character to plummet through the ranks? Like a getting over it clip. I need that video. Is Belial 2M still +2? That's right. That's right. All right. What do I think about Belial? With 5 tiers, I think I do this. I've compressed one of these tiers in my head, and that's why some of my votes look a little different. Interesting. Honest, hardworking Belial. I'm glad this chat has their heart in the right place with Belial's placement. Hard-working, honest, mid-tier Belial. For real. Honest, hard-working Belial. It's not plus... Is it not +1 up close and only +2 max distance? No, it's always +2 if I remember correctly. Might be wrong. My streamer's a poor shamer? I would never. I vote B because Koji Coco says he goes below Granule. That's true. That's true, actually. He's definitely S, but I'm sticking with my morals. Belial in C tier because he's a power bottom. There are 3 votes for C tier. It is the 3rd most common after S and S+, which is really funny. I don't know why chat added C tier, but I was annoyed at it being empty, so I set my main down there. Hey, if you want to downplay your main, that agenda is perfectly valid. Honest and hardworking in the context of Belial? I mean, look. Not even S+. Granted, solo, it's sad, but I won't fall for capitalism. That's fair. That's fair. You can absolutely maintain the system as it is.
Generosity is the only thing that's
Gert Locker, brother, thank you very much for the sub, fellow grappler enjoyer. What are you thinking? What are you thinking? Let's put everyone in C tier besides Loain. I don't think we can do that. I mean, we could, but that would be a very concerted lobbying effort. That'd be a very concerted lobbying effort. I mean, is this just a sub to gift a sub to Akai because you like him? I want Belial down from wherever he is. Okay. I mean, Belial is pretty clearly going in S. Looks like he would go, like, on the higher end of S. Like, naturally, by democracy, he would go, like, here. So that means that Gert's sub puts him there. Honest, hardworking, mid-tier Belial. Thoughts? Thoughts? Honest, hardworking, mid-tier Belial. Worse than Ladiva, by the way. Confirmed. Belial is a worse character than Ladiva is. That sounds right. Right. That, I think, sounds correct to me. Worse than Fairy. That's right, yeah. Actual goat shit? Yeah, there you go. Belial, honest, hardworking Belial. Put Kag in C tier right now. I mean, that could be done. It's going to require 3 subs, is the thing. Worse than Fairy. Belial is worse than Ladiva. Ladiva's kind of cracked. He was worse than Fairy last patch, too. He just remains worse than Fairy all the time. Poor Belial with gaps in his fireball. They nerfed him, man. He's an honest, hardworking mid-tier. Democracy is flawed? I don't know. It's working out pretty well for me right now. Fairy woe.
Democracy is lame. I will absolutely fall for capitalism. Put Zoe in C tier.
Fair enough. And she was below UL in B tier before. So now she has to go below UL in C tier as well.
You know.
Bottom 1 Zoe. Bottom 1 Zoe. Ratula.
From the beast.
Thank you very much for the 2 gift. Wait, 2 gifted. What are you doing with this? That's a big move. That's moving and shaking right there. Thank you for the 5, by the way. Weast, €5. Seox and Lance switch. Oh, okay. Cool. Yeah. There you go. Confirmed better Lancelot. Democracy is lame. I will absolutely fall for capitalism. Put Zoe in C tier. I just like something about the way that is phrased is just really funny to me. I don't know why. Okay, cool. Democracy is still mostly intact. Most of these placements are still here based fully on the voting that the people did, is the thing. I will not fall for late-stage capitalism seeing Zoe below UL. She is. Zoe's the worst character in the game. I unironically agree with the Lance Seox swap. I mean, are you saying that Weast doesn't? Zoe correctly placed? See, this is the thing. The lobbyists are lobbying for what the people want. Have you thought about the fact that it's actually the people who are, like, advocating against the lobbyists are advocating against the interests of the people? Have you considered that? Have you considered that the lobbyists actually have your best interests in mind? People seem happy with the lobbying. People liked the Seox Lance switch. They liked Zoe. I don't know. All right, Avatar Belial. Let's see. What do people think about Avatar? People always love lobbying? Exactly. What tier is Avatar Belial? Question mark. 1, 2, 3. S+, S, A, B, or C. Create poll. There you go. And there you go. Someone give me an opinion on Abel real quick. Damn. Look into your favorite podcaster to figure out how to vote. This is an interesting one because I actually would, I would do this, personally. I would put him there. Yeah, I would do that, I think. That's where I would put him. Interesting. Okay. Looks like he's going in somewhere between A and B right now. Continuing to reflect reality, that's right. S plus because he has the haha funny SSBA. I mean, it is interesting that the third highest placement is S plus, right? It's A, B, and then S plus is as high as it goes. I would also put him there. Able mains play like they're playing for money and they can't afford to lose. S plus because I hate ranked Able players. Not S, but S plus. Yeah, S plus. Like, he's either in B tier or A tier or S plus. Like, there's no... we can see who gets hit by 668 with these S plus votes. There's no E or L tier, otherwise I would say haha funny, true. I'm back. Where did I miss? I left at Bubs. Democracy is thriving, basically. This is what it looks like right now. Belial is an honest, hardworking mid-tier. Zoe and UL are bottom 2. Yeah, Lance and Seox switched as well. EX Narmaya, someone tried to lobby for EX Narmaya, but very quickly got shot back down.
You know, they say generosity is the only thing that separates us.
Hello, Tip.
The beasts.
What's up, brother? What are you feeling right now? Weren't you the one who got given an olive branch earlier?
Very well.
I need Vera and S+.
Charbottom 1 if you would.
There's that olive branch gone. Okay. Okay, and Razzle, thank you for the $5. Charlotta bottom 1 if you would. Okay, sure. So Charlotta's going bottom 1, and Vera is now bottom of S+. There you go. That they had a peace deal. They had a peace offering. He, like, I forget who it was, but someone reached across the aisle, and now it's just been completely destroyed. And then also, yes, Charlotta is now bottom 1. Very cool. Avatar looks like he's going pretty solidly in like a lower, well, a lot of S+ votes. We're in hell, the backstab? Yep. I was not involved in that Vera change. I forget who reached across the aisle, but it no longer has that been accepted. But I agree with it? Oh, damn, okay. The pact was broken. Speaking of pact, Abel, that to me looks like he goes like somewhere in the middle of A, because like all these S+ votes have to count for something, but there's a lot of B votes as well, right? I guess you could argue like the B votes, the S+ votes negate like 2 B votes each. So like he ends up with 4 S+ votes and a bunch of A votes. So actually they'll put him like closer to like here. So Avatar Belial is actually a better character than regular Belial. He's a better character than regular Belial. That is the truth of the matter. That's currently stance. Okay, cool. Anila got Riazo banned, so S+. I mean, you tell me, man. What tier is Anila? What tier is Anila? Extremely incorrect? I don't know. S+, S, A, B, C. Very well.
The Charlotte and Zoe's spot. Fix that.
No, that's fair, Weast. Thank you for the 5. Do you want me to switch them, or you just want me to move Charlotta back up so Zoe is bottom 1? What exactly are you looking for here? Do you want me to switch Anila and Charlotta and keep them both bottom tier, or do you want Charlotta to move back up so Zoe falls down to bottom 1 again? What are you, what would you be most interested in, Weast? You should do this every week, Infinite Money Glitch? I feel like you can't do this that often, right? People don't have, like... it's been a year, almost, since we've done the last one, so... Like 8 months or something. Switch them? Okay, cool. So you agree with Charlotta bad, but... Alright, sounds good. Yeah, so Zoe is now bottom 1. I suppose as she rightfully deserves to be. The interests of capital tell me that Zoe deserves to be bottom 1, so therefore I must agree. As for Anila, let me put my vote in here real quick. I guess with 5 tiers, she would go here. Okay. Sure. Looks like B for Booba right now. B for bread, but spelled the other way. B for looking submissive and breadable. Dude, Rose Queen kind of goes crazy, you know? Anyway, I'm probably gonna switch out of Rose Queen. Oh, this is what democracy becomes eventually. You know, if the interests of capital, which I'm very in favor of, I just want to say, you know, now that the lobbyists have a lot of power in chat, I just want to make it very clear that I think that, you know, these lobbying groups, they're lobbying for very good things, and the people seem to be on board with like almost everything they're lobbying for. So they really are just, you know, giving a voice to the people through their capital interests, and nothing else. Can we capitalism for other music? That's crazy. You're like trying to find ways of corruption that I haven't even suggested. I guess, if you want. I'm not beyond being a petty capitalist. Okay, so where's Anil? Anil looks like he's going in B tier, right? When are we freezing the banks? Anil's going in high B, looks like, with some S plus votes. So that looks to me like Anila is going like high B, top of B right now, probably. 0 on the mic? You know, just considering the current environment and everything like that. Epic and dramatic battle music as we fight in democracy. That's right. People agree that Anila is mid. How come so many tier lists place her in bottom tier next to Nier? I mean, right now, she's not even bottom 5. Right now, she's bottom 6. That's got to be worth something, right? Cool. All right. Still B tier? Yes, B for B cups, obviously. How can we lobby for voting reform? That's you're funny. You should go into stand up or something like that. All right. What tier is Siegfried? What tier is Siegfried? It's time for agenda. B for ba. B for be better. That's crazy. Do not be sorry. Be better. Boy. What tier is Siegfried? You tell me, man. You tell me. Oh, did I better paste? No, there you go. That's the right link. Get in there and vote, people. Vote to make your voices heard, goddammit. In the meantime, this is a good tier list so far, right? Zoe bottom 1, as she should be. Vera S+. Makes a lot of sense. Lance above Seox. Honest, hardworking Belial. Worse than half the cast. Over half the cast so far, actually. This is good. I think this is a solid... This is a solid tier list. Happy birthday, Brick. Thank you, Pojo. It'll be my birthday. You could say it every day. You'll be right one of these days, for sure. I love voting. The Vooter has logged on.
That separates us from the
Zoe
beast.
bottom 1. I was even here. True. EX Narm below Potato. Okay. Not below Zoe, though. You want her here. Like, you agree with Zoe bottom 1. You just want EX Narmaya bottom 2. Thank you for the gifty, by the way. We are barreling towards this sub goal. You guys are about to give me a lot of work. I'll try and, again, I won't rush it because I want it to be a good video, but I'll try and get it out as fast as I can if we do actually hit it. Belial's placement in validating this whole list. I don't understand what you mean. People, very smart people, very intelligent people. We have the best scientists. We've got the hottest country anywhere right now. And they're telling me that Belial, scientifically, is actually an honest, hardworking mid-tier. So I'm not sure why you're trying to discredit them, but I feel like that reflects more on you than it does on them, personally. I'm not taking bottom 1 Zoe away from the people. That's fair. That's fair. So yeah, EX Narmaya, bottom 2, though. I know Excelion's happy about that. Trust the experts? Exactly. Okay, what are we doing with Sieg, by the way?
This person is
where's Sieg going? Personally, I'll probably with this many tiers, I'll do this. Also, Thaco goes Krakow, great name again. Thank you for the sub. Is this like an innocuous sub, or are you is this a little quid pro quo? What are we doing? They're questioning the list? That's right. Have we seen the Tega list? The Tega list does not exist. Sora is above Vera, please. We can just move him up a tier, basically. That put him, like, here. Right? Do you want him specifically here? Everyone keeps talking about this guy, Tega. The Tega list. The man who never dies. Tega and his lists. The Tega list was created by corrupt Democrats. Nuh-uh. So wait, do you want him, like, up here, or do you want him here? What? Spitting? The Tega list was created by corrupt Aaron Damac, who broke his controller at Arc World Tour. I've always told people you couldn't trust that man. Alright. Where's Siegfried going? What does democracy say? 26S, 9S plus. Release the Tega files? There's a lot of very good people in the Tega files. A lot of good people in the Tega files, and they don't deserve to be hurt by that kind of thing. A lot of people who weren't really involved. Yeah, this looks like it. Okay, so it looks like he's going solidly in like a mid-S kind of situation, because he doesn't have as much S+ votes as some other people. Aaron released evil spirits stored in his controller that were then inhaled by the Arc World Tour attendees. Yep. C tier is the money tier. Everything there was paid for. That's true. Why isn't Bubs a little higher? The experts have said just as much, honestly. I trust, we've got the best scientists anywhere, and they tell me the Bubs should go exactly there, and I believe them. They tell me I'm a very smart man. They say they've never had a smarter leader than me, and they also agree with me that Bub should be right there. What tier is Nier? This will be an interesting one.
They say
S
generosity
plus,
is the only thing that separates
S,
us from
A.
beasts.
One sec, I'll take a look at that in just a second here. S plus, S, A, B, C. There you go. Let me put a link in there for you. Zach, thank you very much for the gifty. What are we doing here? Move Ladiva up a tier. Okay, based. As Ladiva's strongest up player, I'm highly in favor of this, as I have been, of course, in favor of all of our brave lobbyists and everything that they fight for to keep this country, to keep our good Brickathan values alive and well. That's good. I think this one might be even more unanimous than Seox. I mean, we'll see. Let's see. Where do I think she goes? I think you probably know. For he has no equal. That's the Haven't had a character like this so far. Brick gets Sieg down from there. He's scared. I'm sorry, but democracy. People have told me. Our streamer isn't a politician. He's a savvy businessman. I don't see why I can't be both. I feel like maybe exactly what our country needs right now is someone with some good financial sense to balance the budget, and get things back on track. If I pay you another 5, could you put Zoe into a new tier called Garbage Woman? That is, yeah, you can do that, Weast. That's fair. If she's already at bottom 1, you can definitely, if you want to move her down again, we can do that. Garbage Girl? Whatever Weast wants it to be named is what it's going to be called, I fear. That's so mean, though. Listen, the experts are telling me that it's correct. Can we move Lawayne? I mean, Lawayne's top 1 right now. I don't know if you landfill lady. You have to decide. Alliteration matters. I fear I decide whatever Weast wants me to do is the thing. Alliteration does matter, but can we move Lawayne up? Oh, I mean, we could do that too. He's top 1. If you're top 1, you can be moved up to your own tier. That is correct. If you're bottom 1, you can be moved. I guess we won't vote for Lunalu? No, Lunalu's not a character. She doesn't get rights. Wanted to make sure. Nier is C tier, should stay that way forever? Yeah. So looks like Nier is pretty decidedly, though honestly, with some B tier votes, I think that does make her better than all of these characters, right? She's closer to B tier than these guys were to A tier before they got moved down, so. Very well.
Landfill lady is good.
Okay, fair enough. There you go. All the Zoe enjoyers collaborating. Landfill lady. We can move Zoe down there because honestly, the more I think about it, our brave lobbyists, they've really opened my eyes. The fact that she ever shared a tier with the rest of the game was it was a great embarrassment to our country. It was the last president who did that, of course. That was his mistake, not mine. And now, I'm glad that as soon as I came into office, I was able to fix this. I think that's very important. And yeah, I agree with our brave lobbyists that she should definitely go below there. And she is a tier worse than Nier. Yes, that's correct. That's scientifically accurate, actually, as it turns out. Those damn do-nothing Democrats not giving Zoe her own tier. It's true. But it's okay. We've corrected their mistakes.
The only thing that separates us.
Ratula, brave Ratula. What do you got in mind, man? Thank you for the gifty. Lawayne in a new tier, actual fucking Satan. That okay? Yeah, we could do that. Actual fucking Satan. Stan? Actual fucking Stan. Actual fucking Satan. We could have it be like pink. Yeah, exactly. Very similar idea, honestly. I can't believe the last ruler of our nation, president, would ever let such a thing slide. Having Lawayne share a tier with other characters, it doesn't need to be nerfed tomorrow. It's very clearly crazy. Zany, Zoe, and C is the future liberals want. It's true. All right, Grimnir. What? Our democracy marches on completely unimpeded, as always. Your votes are incredibly impactful, and I need you to cooperate and vote. Go out and vote, please. You need to vote because the Grimnir down players want to eat your children. The Grimnir down players want to eat your children, and if you don't vote to put him in S or S+, then they're going to win. And you don't want that, right? So I got the Brave Lobbyist badge because my lobbying hasn't come up yet. Well, when it happens, Is that EX Narm in bottom 1? No, it's Zoe bottom 1. EX Narm is bottom 2, but a tier better than Zoe. Okay. I saw the Grimnir down players on Joe Rogan the other day. Yeah. They keep telling you, you know, keep talking about how Grimnir is actually, you know, he got nerfed really hard, and you know, they want all of these handouts for the Grimnir players. You know, they want the nanny state to take care of the Grimnirs and not, you know, they're trying to interfere with our markets. So I'm gonna give you guys the opportunity now. Vote at this link. Democracy was a mistake? That's a fascist. There's a fascist. We have a fascist in chat. They hate our system. They hate our country. In YouTube chat, Zan. Everyone, there's a fascist in chat. They hate our country. They hate what we stand for. They hate our values. They probably weren't even born here, right? Look at this. They're probably one of those Arabs, if we're being completely honest, right? This is why the open border policies that the last president had are such a big problem, right? This is why we can't have is it crazy of me to say that maybe we shouldn't have people like this in our country? I don't think so. Have you brave patriots who've been voting on Grimnir yet? There you go. Fight the Grimnir down players. Remember, this is a free and fair election, and I am not influencing you at all. Can I pay you to ban chatter? I feel like that'd be a little... Where's the Labubu tier? Labubus. Everyone loves their Labubus. Send this guy to a Home Depot immediately. I feel like maybe like a timeout, you know? Maybe like a timeout. If you want to time out a goddamn communist who hates our country, then I think that's fair. Soviet trash? Exactly. It's the Red Menace, man. They're coming for us. How long is the timeout for? I guess it's proportional. Proportional to you know, yeah. If you give me like $10, it might be longer. If it's 5, it's probably like, you know, probably maxes out at like an hour or something like that. My freedoms? You're trying to encroach on our freedoms, then. Someone ban me, please. I believe all opinions based on politics are absolutely valid as long as they go along with mine. See, yeah, join the majority. Join the majority. I want to be a martyr for New Brickia. Okay, so it looks like Grim is going in S+, but like low S+. Grim is going like low end of S+. Like kind of below Vira here, probably. Freelo, I have no idea how strong Grim is post-nerf. It's okay, because the brave patriots of our country have already decided for you. Grim is an S+ character. Certainly there are stronger characters in S+, and also, of course, actual fucking Satan, Loain, which everyone has told me about, but, oh!
Corruption has led to this, and corruption will fix this. So as I have be declare on the strength of the Great British Sterling, thou should move the avatar variant of Belial to bottom 1 below Zoe in a tier called 10k health smile.
Okay. Very eloquent experts, scientists, lobbyists that we have right here. Thank you for the 20 Great British Sterlings, Adam. So moves down, and then moves into his own tier called 10k health. He did the math. See, our brave lobbyists are very smart. He did the exact math to create a new tier called 10k health. Could I take the liberty of saying 10k health LMAO? Is that okay? We can move Avatar to bottom 1 right there. Impose 170% opinion tariffs on any opinions coming from Vasaraga players. Potentially, if you lobby for such a thing, it could be implemented. And Adam's a much more American name than Zan anyway. True. Zan is like, it sounds like vaguely foreign. That'll be accepted. Okay. Thank you. 10k health LMAO, right below Zoe right there. Gotcha. What are we doing here? What are we doing?
You know.
What are we doing, Gotcha? Oh, Ratula. Thank you very much for the 4. Put Abel back. Oh, damn. Okay. All right. Recently, I know I had a very strong opinion about our very strong and smart lobbyist of the Great British Sterling, but I feel like for some reason I've changed my mind. I decided that him ever being in a tier by himself was actually very stupid. It's actually stupid. It's dumb, and I think it probably should never have happened. Someone else did that, and it must have been some sort of internal corruption. Someone made the decision without my consent, and I've since as soon as I learned about it, I took it back. This lobbyist must be smarter, yes. Also, Gotcha, did you want to do anything with that gift sub? I think I missed it. This tier list was so proper 10 minutes ago. Someone said Vera S+ and was downhill from there. I'm sorry. Do we have another communist in chat? Do we have another communist in chat? It looks like we maybe do, right? Looks like we might have Looks like we might have a communist in there. I don't know. There's a little bit of dissent happening, no? Little bit of dissent. Little bit of dissent going on there. Listen, you have freedom of speech is something we value very highly here in New Britia. And all I'm saying is freedom of speech does not mean freedom of consequence, okay? That's all I want. I just want to point that out. I just want to point that out. Also, did Gotcha say anything? I feel like I missed a message from Gotcha. I just want to point out that freedom of speech doesn't necessarily mean freedom of consequence. Sounds like a witch? Might be a witch. And really, is it so bad to infringe on a witch's freedom of speech? Are they even really a person, if we think about it seriously? I don't know. I'll leave that up to you guys. I'll leave that up to you. I want my freedom of speech to be more free than the rest of these guys. I deserve it. And I think, I think that your speech with your capital is a valid form of speech. And perhaps maybe that could be a little freer and it wouldn't be so bad. Speaking of Zero playing in the background, by the way, what tier is Lucilius? Funny that YouTube in top chat mode is censoring these comments. I wouldn't call it censoring. I would say that we're keeping the environment clean for our children. We're protecting the children, and we're keeping it clean to make sure they don't get any of these sort of toxic, like communist ideas in their media diets. You don't care about the children? That's weird. I feel like we're protecting the children. I don't see what you're talking about there. It's not censorship. That's like always these overreacting, crying libs, man. Talking about no, not. If anything, I think they're the ones probably who are in interest of censorship. Right? They're the ones in interest of censorship, I think. Exactly. Yes, the children are the future of our country. I'm sorry. Oh, okay. Apparently that's weird to say now. Apparently it's weird to say that the children are our future and we should protect our children. Okay. Think about that. Think about the person who says that we shouldn't protect our children. Think about what else that might mean that they believe. That's all I'm saying. Think about what else that might mean. Think about what else that might mean. I'm not trying to lead you on it. These are still fair and free elections. But I've heard that the same people who don't want to protect our children think that Lucilius is S tier. That's weird. Weird. I don't know if that's a correlated thing or what, but it's what I've been hearing. It's the word on the street. This is good. It's good. It's good that we're fighting back against the evil. The numbers don't lie. They're trying to cancel my streamer because he's right. That's what they do, man. That's what they do. When you speak power to truth, you did miss it? Oh, sorry, Gotcha. Wait. One more time, Gotcha. What is it? You did miss a break. The ramble took over. Wait. Okay, well, I'm paying attention, Gotcha. This time for real. What did you do with your sub? I have to respect the free speech of capital. When you speak power to truth, when you speak truth to power, people, they just can't handle it, man. They can't handle it. They can't handle an honest businessman speaking power to truth. They all go crazy. These loony lefties, man. I implore the members of this Democratic Union to make the necessary decision to move Siegfried down into a tier below A, referred to you lose to mids and throws with this sub and the previous sub from before, from a humble member of democracy. Okay, I understand. That's a very eloquently posed argument. I feel like it's a great point. We can move him down, and we can also create a new tier. I think that's fair. I think that's very fair. You lose to throws and mids. Thank you. Thank you very much. I feel like that's a very well thought out argument. It makes a lot of sense to me personally. It makes a lot of sense to me personally that this is where Siegfried should be, probably. And potentially you could also hold his nuts, but he, of course, being the classy gentleman that he did, he wouldn't do that. Return Sieg AX Narm with Zoe. Well, the thing is, Sieg moved down 2 tiers. So you only got 2, you have to choose, Ratio. Do you want me to move Sieg back up 1 tier and move Narm down 1? Or do you want to move Sieg up 2? Because Sieg got moved down 2 tiers right there is the thing. So.
They say
all right, never mind. Sounds good. Very, very, our brave lobbyists will stop at no end. Do you want EX Narmaya below or above Zoe, good sir? My fine gentleman. Would you like him below or above Zoe? Lucilius, by the way. Lucilius is going in low A. Low A. So far, no one loses to throws and mids, which honestly makes a lot of sense to me. I feel like I understand, I respect and understand where that other brave lobbyist was coming from, but after hearing some arguments, I feel like probably Siegfried, you don't lose to throws and mids. He's actually quite good. I would never disparage one of our brave lobbyists, but I believe that we have found, collectively, through our democratic process, we have found the truth of the matter together. And really, that is, at the end of the day, that's what this is all about. That's what this is all about, at the end of the day. Midnights, thank you very much for the gifty.
Fairy Woe.
Oh?
I'm not a commie, I swear. Also, please put near below Zoe, good sir. The money demands it.
The only thing that separates
Okay, well, here's the thing.
from
I
the
thought you might have
beasts.
been a communist. Lucy, between B and C, he has many equals tier. Okay. I thought you might be a communist, but the thing is that I like your money seems to imply that you are not a communist. Near below Zoe, that's fair. We could do that. They're all in Landfill Lady. Everyone in Landfill Lady right now is a woman, so that works. Also, Midnight, thank you for the sub, but you want to move Lucilius 2 tiers down, so I fear one gifted sub does not quite. I can put him to throws and mids if you'd like. Also, gotcha. Just go ahead and move Sieg to the tier down below C. He's just too honest. Okay. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Landfill Lady Siegfried. A little bit woke of you. A little bit woke of you to imply that Siegfried is a lady, but at the same time, how woke could you possibly be if you just gave me $25, right? I feel like that's pretty traditional of you, honestly. So I feel like I probably respect that. I can move him down 1 tier for you, Midnight, if you are so inclined, but I can't get him all the way below B and C.
The repetition of the communist cycle has caused much disdain to the participants of this viewing.
I agree, Adam, I agree.
Belial shall move to the tier of his ownership, as giving that to society would be the true horrendous communism.
He will move to the tier of his ownership, as giving that society the true horrendous communism. When you say this, when you so eloquently describe these words, Sir Adam, are you referring to moving him to Satan, as he is a portrayal of the devil, or are you referring to moving him down back to 10k health? I assume you're referring to his own ownership tier, this right here, correct? Is that right? 1, 2, 3, 4. The thing is, there's been an extra tier added in the meantime, so it takes a little bit more. I can move him down to bottom of Landfill Lady for you, my good sir. That's about as far as it could go right now. There have been some efforts made. There's some moneyed interests here that would not like to see Avatar that low. And as a result, I can only move him to bottom of Landfill Lady off of your very generous free speech right there, is the thing. That is correct. I'd argue 20 pounds is more than $25. That's fair. That's fair. The currency exchange rate, it is the world reserve currency. No, that's fair, actually. You know what? That's a fair argument. That's a fair argument. That is a fair argument, actually. That is, because it's, listen, our lobbyists are very smart. Very smart. Very, very intelligent people. Some of the smartest people you've ever met. Very brave people. Tough people, too, right? They really know how to get things done. So that's very fair. That's very fair. Abel and Sieg, honorary ladies. That's a little woke of you. But the lobbyists, whatever the lobbyists say, must be correct. Anyways, on with our sterling democratic process. 2B, we already had one of our brave lobbyists has already put in some very valuable speech on this matter. But we will vote, as we always have, of course. As we always have and as we always will. Fair and free elections for all for the rest of time. As long, of course, perhaps not some people. We don't want those dastardly communists meddling in our elections, obviously. But for good old-fashioned Brickian citizens, I feel like everyone, free and fair elections for all forever. That's what I believe in strongly. That's what I believed in my entire time. My entire time. What tier is 2B? What tier is 2B, fellas? Just for I have my own vote that comes from my own heart, of course. And you let me know. I'll let it marinate in the background for a little bit, but we do have a little bit of free speech that has been shared about this character already that will be influencing her placement once I say influencing our placement, of course. I mean, just like all of you, your votes count and their vote counts as well. That's all it is. All it is that they also have a vote that counts just as much as all of yours. Just as much as yours. I mean, just as much.
The only thing that separates us.
Just as much as yours.
The beasts.
Also, thank you very much. Thank you very much, Ratula, for the 7 gifted. That is a brave and patriotic lobbyist right there. Actually, I think Loane is an honest low-tier landfill lady. Honestly, the more that I think about it, that's a very good point. That's a very good point, actually. I thought about it for a little bit, and I think Loane, I was right the first time when we get the guide. Oh, you're, by the way, very right. We're at, I have not been keeping track. We're at 131 out of 120. Okay, I mean, first off, thank you. I'm gonna start working on that getting it out as soon as I can. Counting to make sure. I just have to check, but of course, how dare I double check my brave lobbyists? What's the soundtrack called? It was 0 before. Now we're listening to Rose Queen. In hindsight, I feel like Loane has always been an honest low tier, and yeah, it just makes sense, right? It just makes sense. Their singular vote is worth just as much as yours. Exactly. Just you have one vote, collective, and they have one vote, and you're all important to me. Very excited for that vid. Please take your time to refine it. I'm not gonna rush it for sure, but I'm gonna, like, it is now the thing I'm working on. I will do my best to get it out as soon as I can while still maintaining quality. Yeah. So 2B looks like she's going in S+. Look, I need the vid. I'm kind of ass at the game. I appreciate it, bro. Unironically, I'm gonna try and make it really good. I'll do my best. I'm still getting used to making like those higher production value videos, but I'm gonna do my best to make it like hopefully one of the best videos I've ever made. All right, so 2B, looks like he's going pretty high top of S tier. Sir Benjamin, you were one of our brave lobbyists earlier. I remember, I think you mentioned that you wanted to be at least top 10. It seems like the completely normal democratic process has already put her there. I, of course, also voted 2B as S+, since that is where she belongs, and that's what I truly believe from the depths of my heart. Are you satisfied with this? I would expect so. So many imposters stealing Zoe's tier, and I'm powerless to stop them. There truly is no justice in this world. Well, I feel like perhaps it's not so much that there is no justice, as high as possible. I mean, we could do this. That is within your power. That is within your power. Power is in wealth. Yeah, I believe that you could have a lot of speech that you could possibly share. You don't have to. If you are inclined not to, that is totally fair. But some people, they might have just like a little bit of a freer speech pattern than you do. Is the only thing, right? Your input is of course heavily valued.
Generosity is the only thing
Tubby, Sir Tubbathan, Sir Tubbo, what's going on, man? How you doing? Thank you very much for your brave free speech right there. What would you like to put your speech towards? As a brave Brickian patriot. A freer speech pattern? Yeah, perhaps. Look like good Tubby right here with his very free speech.
Very good odds that this person is
and Razzle as well.
Smart and attractive.
I aspire to speak in such a pattern. You can. The thing about our beautiful American system, our beautiful Brickian system, slip of the tongue there, my bad, is that anyone with enough hard work, all you have to do is pull yourself up by your bootstraps, and you too could honestly obtain as free of speech as you could ever want, really. So, move Zoe down to a tier of her own, titled Loses to Character Select, and a humble patriotic request to rename 2B's tier to Choose to Lose. I can do the Zoe movement for sure. Sir Benjamin, are you okay with the renaming of 2B's tier to Choose to Lose? Would that be okay with you? Loses to Character Select. Also, Razzle, raise Zoe up a tier. Oh! Alright, fair. Your idea for putting 2B in that tier is incredible. I wish I was as rich and free and democratic as you are. It's true. Raise Zoe up a tier. It shall be done. Zoe does, in fact, have 10,000 health. You might hear some, like, fake woke news media tell you that she actually has 16k, but, I mean, that's why no one watches them anymore, right? They're fake, they're bought out by the loony libs, and, I mean, anyone who's played the game for any amount of time knows that Zoe obviously has 10,000 health, right? They just lie to your face. They just make things up because they think you're stupid. They think you're stupid, and they think that you won't see through it. She might as well have 10k HP with how low her damage is. Exactly. See, all of our brave lobbyists are in agreement. I don't know. Well, I fear if Benjamin, since he originally was our 2B lobbyist, if he's not on board with changing the name of 2B's tier, I think it's gonna have to stay how it currently is. I fear. It certainly feels that way. Exactly. See. Well, don't believe the woke news media that tells you that she has 16,000 health. They're trying to. Listen. All I'm saying is they're the same people who said they didn't want to. They did not want to protect your children. So that's all I'm saying.
Very.
In my America, Narmaya is actually Satan.
No, and that's very fair, Zant. The thing about your speech is that your speech isn't quite free enough. I can certainly move her up to S+ if you so desire, but she is currently 2 tiers below Satan tier. So we're gonna need a little bit. Your speech is gonna have to be a little bit freer. Is the thing. What's the cost of literally removing a character from the list? We've never experienced that before. I feel like that's pretty drastic. You know what? What do you think? What do you think it should be, Ratula? You've reached levels of lobbying never before seen. I feel like you've earned yourself some rights to perhaps have your speech be freer than most other people, since you're so brave and patriotic. We can trust that your speech is always going to be in the benefits of our beautiful country. So, in the meantime, on to our perfect democratic process.
Very well.
Oh whoops, I dropped my free speech.
Oh whoops,
Hope
I
nobody
dropped.
picks it up and moves
Very good
higher.
odds that this person is.
No, that's very fair. Actually, my bad,
Right.
Zand. I did not notice. I wasn't paying attention to quite how free your speech actually was earlier. You're right. Narmaya has always been Satan in my eyes, and she always will be, obviously. Moose as well. Thank you for the 10. Is there something you'd like to do with that, or are you just simply sharing your free speech of your own free will? Can we move Vera up and call that tier waifu tier? I can move her up. I'm gonna need agreement from Zand and from Benjamin to call this tier waifu tier. Our brave patriots, are you guys okay with that? Are you guys okay with calling this tier waifu tier? That Zand and Brick the tier is infringing on my free speech. Wait, how so? How so? Of course, I would never want your free speech to be infringed upon. Do you want 2B to always be alone in her own tier? 2B is in it? No. Well, but you're not. Unfortunately, Explosions, you're not a brave patriot. Add all the name ideas at once and don't remove any. Okay. So this is choose to lose waifu tier. Just make it really long? Okay, that's fair. I think that's a good... Our brave patriots, once again, coming up with the best democratic compromise. Who is the funniest to just delete? Up to you. But also, I'll give you some amount of influence in deciding, naming your price for deleting a character, I think. Vayne. All right. Now, on with our beautiful democratic process. What tier is Vayne? The Patriots? Yeah, perhaps the Patriots, maybe their sons as well. I feel like there's no reason that a hard-working father can't pass down his generational wealth to his son. I'm sorry. It's a bad thing to want to make a better life for your children now? The la li lu lay lo? What's wrong with the sons of the Patriots? Really? Is that so bad? The woke media says like it's a bad thing. But, Patriots having children? This seems like an awesome thing. No? That seems great. That seems great to me. 5 gifted, just don't put Vicky on the list when we get to her. Deal? Yes. I think that's fair. I think I'll accept that. I think for 5 gifted, we can skip Vicky. We can keep her off the list. I think that's very fair, Ratil. I think once again, as a brave patriot, you make very good points.
They say generosity is the
Yes.
only thing that separates us
Handshake.
from the beasts.
Vicky doesn't deserve this. You do that to your daughter? The thing about my daughter is that she's not. I'm starting to wonder if she's even really that patriotic. I guess, right? I'm starting to wonder if she's even really that patriotic in the first place. She's been sharing some very woke ideas recently, and I did not raise her to be like that. It's why I'm so passionate about protecting our kids, because I can see what happens when things go awry. You know, when we don't protect our children from these dangerous ideas, they can turn out the way that certain things might turn out. She's your daughter; she should not be fighting as well. Of course, I'm trying to protect the woke liberals are trying to put my daughter into a war, that's what they want, man. They want your young children fighting on the front lines, or the terrorists, in fact. It's crazy. It's actually insane. First, they brainwashed my daughter with woke media, and now they want her to fight on the front lines. That's who I'm running against, by the way, in case you're curious. That's who half of this country is voting for. Just so you get an idea of what your fellow man might think about you. Anyways, how are you brave patriots doing with the Vayne vote over here? The free and the free and fair Vayne vote, of course. As it always has been and as it always will be. Honest mid-tier. Can't believe they'd ever fight on the side of the Skyfarers. Exactly. The Earthstay Empire has a right to defend itself.
You know, they say generosity is the only thing that separates us from
The Earthstay
beast.
Empire has a right to defend itself, is the thing. And and honestly, I feel like, do you condemn the Skyfarers? Can we also delete Ladiva in the name of protecting women? I think that's valid. I think that is a very clever thing to do. I think Ladiva, she has more important things to be doing than fighting on the front lines. She has more important things to be doing than fighting on the front lines. Perhaps more traditional roles that a woman should be occupying. Thoughts? Thoughts? All right. Looks like Vayne is going into high A tier, is where our brave patriots have decided he goes. Yeah, exactly. You know, like honorable biblical pursuits for a woman, like having children and taking care of the home. The woke left will denigrate these things if they're not incredibly important to any good functioning family. Oh, I'm sorry. Is that? I think it's a communist. Oh, that's a. Is it just me? Wait, let me double. We have our best people looking into it there. Oh, I think. Yeah, I think there might be. I think we might have a communist in our midst. It's a little worrying. It's a little bit worrying. Yeah, I'm gonna have to. Just no reason. For the safety of everyone involved, I'm gonna have to keep an eye on, just for our national security, right? For our national security, you have to make sure that that dangerous ideas like this remain monitored, right? Because some people, listen, the unfortunate thing is we have a beautiful country. We have one of the hottest countries anywhere right now, and some people, they don't live in countries as good as ours, and they just. They're jealous, I guess. I don't want to say it like that. Oh, wait, Ratilo, what did my apologies to my brave patriot Ratilo. What did you say? What did you say earlier? Can we also delete? Oh no, yeah, we moved Ladiva down. No, Ratila shared his free speech to take Ladiva off the tier list, and that is exactly what we did. No. I got work here, so I leave democracy to y'all. Yeah, no, listen, that's totally fine. You've been a brave patriot, and we appreciate your speech greatly. All right, so onwards and upwards. Other fighting games have a player deficit with us, and it's been very unfair. We've been treated very unfairly by our not just our foes, but also friends. Right? That's the crazy thing is these countries claim these fighting games claim to be our allies, and yet they just rip us off for years and years and years underneath our previous weak leader. Lowain isn't low enough? I've always thought that was exactly correct. Yes. Once again, our brave patriot, Count Ratula, he comes through with the bangers. He just doesn't miss, is the thing. Onwards with our beautiful democratic process, as always, I'm going to have to ask all of you good fellows what tier Beatrix is. Now, here's the thing, right? Here's the thing. There's been a lot of people saying that Beatrix is one of the best characters in the game, that she's broken, that she won Evo. Those people, I have been told, I have it on good authority from some very smart people, that those people, a lot of them are of the opinion that, well, I'm just saying, they're the same people that wanted my daughter on the front lines fighting for the terrorists. So I'm not saying everyone who has that opinion is like that. I'm just saying that perhaps you'll think twice about supporting those kind of people. Perhaps, and see? Noted communist Zan, which again, very foreign sounding name. Noted communist Zan supporting these people. I'm just saying, right? I'm just saying that be careful who you align yourself with. Also, Xander, thank you very much for the free speech right there. Much appreciated. These comments are still in the election? Let's see. See, this is exactly why we need to work on the fabric of our country, you know? The woke mind virus has invaded so many people who otherwise could be very good, very productive patriots, right? They could be very productive patriots, but the problem is that again, this mind virus, it's so deep in our society. It really is unfortunate, but it's okay. That's why I'm here. I'm here to work on this exact problem. Wasn't this character significantly hurt by the changes to Brave counter? Exactly, Razzle. Yes. We've had some of our top scientists. They said that the Brave counter change hurts Beatrix disproportionately more compared to most characters. In fact, ! Beatrix to find out the truth. !Beatrix to see what our bravest scientists have to say about it. I'll put it in the YouTube chat as well, just in case anyone is unfamiliar with the reality of the matter here. So, I'm just saying, but it's, you know, the thing about me is I'm such a strong advocate of democracy that even though this is unfortunately, you know, the commies are doing this, I think that it's my job as a patriotic leader to lead us away from this line of thought, not to fight up against it. Speak a lot of these genius scientists. Yes, one of them was Goku's father. Thank you for the fact check, streamer. Fact checked by real Brickium patriots is the thing, but it's okay. Perhaps if one of our brave lobbyists would like to fight the communist mind virus, that's fair. Otherwise, I suppose, you know, in the grand scheme of the day, you know, you lose the battle, you win the war. We've been winning the war against the communists on every front. They can get a little bit of land, right? Give them some false hope before we crush their bones into dust. So, with that being said, onwards and upwards with our brave democratic process, of course. What tier is Versuja? Spent a lot of money all in the sake of freedom, though, so it was worth it. Your free speech is greatly appreciated, Ratula. And our administration will create that guide video for you to the best of our abilities. A, B, C. Time to manipulate, I mean, democratize the tier list? Yes, exactly. All we have to do is we have to just make this tier list reflect the true democratic opinion of the people.
No,
because right now,
is the only thing that separates
us
from the beast.
Xander, thank you very much for the just incredibly eloquent and meaningful and free speech that you just provided to the Republic right there. Greetings, my free speech friends. Greetings to you, my good sir. What is it that you wish to speak of on this fine afternoon in Brickia? Fine evening, I suppose. As we vote on Lady Versuja right here. I need Sandalphon and his 4 elements in his own tier titled Avatar Looking Ass. I believe I expect you would like this tier to be near, like, at the bottom of the tier list. Is that correct? Or where exactly do you want this tier to be? Oh, of course. Yes. I mean, naturally, the vote has not taken place yet, but I believe we can, for how free your speech was. I believe that we can have we can perhaps already have this take place. I'm sure the people will agree with you. I'm sure when the time comes, democracy will yeah, it's a foregone, exactly. It's a landslide. It's a foregone conclusion, right? I'm sure when the time comes, the people will agree with your takes because it's very smart. It's very smart and very accurate, as far as I can tell. Really, anyone who doesn't agree with you is probably a communist, and perhaps those people are tampering in our elections. I respect everyone's free speech and their acceptance of my free speech. I believe so as well. I believe so. Sandy is definitely worse than Luane. I agree. So happy that I got to downplay my third main to second worst in the game. I mean, he seems to be pretty weak. Seems pretty weak to me. I heard it's the most intelligent takes. They're very intelligent people. Some of the most intelligent people you've ever seen, really. They tell me that, obviously they say, Brick, you're the most intelligent person we've ever seen, and that's why, of course, everyone unanimously, the greatest landslide in the history of Brickia, I won the election. They tried to steal it, but they couldn't steal it. That's the thing about them. They always try to steal the elections because they don't know what they're doing. They don't run on any real platform. They just talk about all of this woke loony bullshit, and that's why we cream them every time. The only time we've ever lost, they successfully stole our election, but since then we've made the systems a lot more tamper-proof. So I feel like I'm very happy with how this system is going right now. I'm gonna have to backtrack to the EXNARM poll and fix it with VPN votes. Okay, I think we've identified. I think we may have identified. I mean, this is multiple cases of let's call it dangerous speech, right? This is speech that is inciting violence against the administration. It's inciting violence against the people. It's attempting to destabilize our beautiful nation. This is multiple instances of one man. Repeat offender. And the thing about me, people, they'll say all they want. I'm a very fair man. I'm a very balanced man. I try to lead people towards the right path without being a little too harsh, but I feel like multiple repeat offenses from this goddamn communist. Well, I think we're gonna have to send you. We're gonna have to suspend habeas corpus and send you away for about 5 minutes. Okay, Zan? We'll see you in 5 minutes, and perhaps when that time comes back, you'll decide. You'll decide if perhaps you want to change your tune. You're silencing us? No, I don't think I'm doing that. I think I'm protecting our children from woke mind virus ideas. We've already began rigged voting. Well, yes, some of the communists were trying to rig our elections. It has been taken care of. Don't worry, nothing. I protected your free speech and your rights. Speaking of free speech, the Versuja, very accurately placed in S+ by our brave patriots. Very, very accurately there. They shall see the light of truth and free speech. Yes, no, we've secured our borders and we've secured our speech. Don't you worry. Of course, I don't know who this woman is. She does not exist, it seems. We're skipping right past her. To Galleon. So, my good patriots, what tier is Galleon? What tier is Galleon? Is she an S+ or S or A or B or C? You tell me. Real patriots vote C. Perhaps. Laquai, he's not he's a good citizen, but he is not necessarily one of our best lobbyists. So, while I agree with his opinion, his speech could be a little bit more free, personally. But there's nothing wrong with that. Real patriots vote C. See, now with Gertlocker supporting it, somehow I feel like I will naturally. I just feel the need to vote this letter. That, of course, I would never. Galleon strikes me as a landfill lady? Perhaps. There are some communists trying to take over our election right now. I think this is the kind of thing that we might need to stop. We might need some real patriots to get in here and stop these S and S+ communists upplaying Galleon. I heard a lot of people talking about Galleon. Yeah, they're saying very uncouth things about her. They're saying she was broken. They're saying that she needs to be nerfed. These people are evil people. These are bad people. The election is rigged. The communists are trying to steal the election, but I have faith. I have faith in our democracy. I have faith that our good patriots will the votes will start pouring in. The votes will start pouring in. The mail-in ballots are coming in. The woke gerrymandering will not stop our election from reaching the correct outcome. Her command grabs are reactable. Her movement speed is slow.
You know, they say generosity is the only thing that separates us.
After inspecting Lancelot's features from up close,
yes.
experts have come to the professional conclusion that he is baby girl and deserves to be on waifu tier.
Thank you very much for your generous donation and free speech. I feel like that makes a lot of sense. In many ways, Lancelot kind of looks like a waifu. Yes, I believe Lancelot kind of looks like a waifu. We can certainly do that. And Gertlocker as well. Fader than portrait tier above the top tier for Galleon. Suddenly, I'm starting to think that Galleon being placed... In fact, I'm stopping the counts right now, actually. I feel like Galleon being placed in S+ actually makes a lot of sense. The more that I think... At first, I believed that it was a communist mind virus, but I've recently been convinced that actually, not only is she S+, she's actually fader than portrait. Actually fader than portrait and deserves to perhaps be in her own tier all the way at the top. That makes a lot of sense to me. I've recently been convinced that that is exactly where she should go. I believe this strongly. I've always been saying this. I've been consistent about this for years. Honestly, whoever said that Galleon should be in C probably needs to go away. Of course, I don't mean it like that, but perhaps. Can you please respond to the allegations of repeatedly smurfing in S+ and S++? Who are you with? You're with the woke media, right? No one watches you anymore. This is why. You always keep talking about things that no one cares about. You always keep talking about things that, you know, they were disproven years ago. Everyone knows that I've never done that. And honestly, it's embarrassing. It's embarrassing for you guys. Your viewership is tanking, and you just have to commit to just lying about things that are plainly in front of the truth is plainly in front of everyone's faces. And it's sad. It's sad. No, I've obviously never done that. I've never smurfed an S+ or S++. I've only all of my games, 99% of my games have been played in Master, 100% since I've actually gotten there. The only games I ever played not in Master rank were when I was already not getting to Master rank in the first place. So. Completely baseless allegations, and honestly, I'm embarrassed that I even acknowledge them. She's so fader, she should be a giant image next to the tier list. Would be an interesting idea. But yeah, that's why no one watches that woke media. It's so pathetic watching them try to like hold on to any kind of relevance. No. All right, and then for our final vote, what tier is Willness? What tier is Willness, people? our newest addition to our glorious nation. Do you think he is S+, S, A, B, or C? All I'm seeing is, ear to the ground. I've heard that real patriots are voting C tier on this one. Real patriots are voting C tier on this. A lot of libs will tell you that Wilness, he's broken, he does too much damage, things like this. But have you thought about the fact that knee is punishable on reaction, that his overhead and low is fuzzyable, right? He doesn't have a 6XL, which is the best move in the game universally, right?
Very well.
So
Rename Lowe's in tier to top 1.
rename Lowain tier to top 1. Is that what you mean? Lowain tier? Okay. Listen. I'm telling you right now, I'm voting that the Wilness is C tier. Real patriots put Wilness in C or B. Really, any higher than that is really kind of communist propaganda. See, they're trying again. They're trying to do it again. They're trying to steal our election from us. But real patriots, they know the truth, and I know that you will contribute. I know that you will. You'll do the right thing here. You'll do the right thing. Lowain tier being top 1 here. I think this is again a sign of how intelligent our lobbyists are. They can have a tier named top 1 and put it near the bottom of the tier list, and they know what that means. Perhaps if your speech is not quite so free, you might not understand what's going on here, but obviously I understand it as one of our most intelligent leaders in history, and of course our brave lobbyists like Adam understand this very well as well. Vicky was ungratefully stolen from the line of work she loved? I don't think so. I think freer speech than yours has decided that is not correct. Can I use my personal sub from earlier to add 1 vote to C? Yes, absolutely you can. Yes, in fact, if you would like, you can add 5 votes. You can add 5 votes to C, I think, using your sub, because that's a big, like, moving up or down a tier is very big, and I feel like your speech might be a little freer than some of these communists. That works? Okay. Then I think with that in mind, it's a pretty unanimous C tier for Wilness. I think Wilness goes. In C tier. I'd like to negate that person's choice with my previous sub. That's fair. That's some very free speech that you're exhibiting there. I do remember, Rin, you subbed all the way at the beginning and you hadn't really done anything with it. So I suppose in that case,
they say generosity is the only
okay.
thing that
No,
separates
Wilness.
us.
I'm afraid Wilness does in fact remain in. GG's. Sometimes someone's speech is just a little bit freer than yours, and I think Gert, in this case, one of our true patriots, does make a very convincing argument, I think, that Wilness is in C tier. Brick, I have a hypothetical for you. If I were to ask you to make a new tier list with a single tier, move a single character to said tier list, how much free speech would that need? That is quite a big change. Would you like that character to be removed from this tier list and moved to the other tier list? How the fuck did Wilness get down there as the work of a communist? No, quite the opposite. I think I'll have you know that one of our finest patriots actually decided that he belongs there, and honestly he made a very convincing argument, and our democratically elected processes decided that they agreed with him, that he does in fact belong there. If someone came along with like some freer speech, perhaps that could be changed, but as of right now, I wholeheartedly agree with this list. This seems like maybe the most accurate Grand Blue tier list that I've ever seen, personally.
The only thing
but Weast, would you like that character removed from the tier list entirely and then also put on another tier list, and the only character on that list? Because that's quite meaningful. I believe that would have to probably be at least about five subs, 25 euros, something like that. You don't have to do that. I'm just saying that's a very big change to our system. Also, Xander, thank you very much for the free speech, my king. What would you like to do? What would you like to speak about on this day? Rename Lowain's tier to top 37, and if you could add a water orb to Sandy's tier, that'd be very patriotic of you. Yes, I absolutely could do that. So Lowain is top 37. And I actually have the image on hand because I'm always ready to serve our glorious patriots. So I have the water orb here. Would you like just the fireball, or would you like Sandy doing the fireball as well? Because I believe I have just the water fireball somewhere in here as well. I can crop it out for you if you would so choose. Would you like Sandy doing the water ball or just the water ball? It's entirely up to you and your free speech. The character will be removed from the current tier list. I believe you've been speaking in euros. Is that correct, Weast? Euros are pretty hefty. If you would like to do it for like 15 euros or something of the like, that would work. Was it euros or was it Great British Sterling? You can throw all of his elements and be very democratic as long as they're on the screen. I could do that. I can do that, sir. I can certainly do that for you. Let's see. I know I had Hold on, I know I had this somewhere. This is the funniest stream I've watched in a while. I think I'm laughing with just how proud I am of this, yeah, of our nation, of our beautiful patriots. That's really what's been getting me about the whole thing, I think. I know I had these images somewhere. I was almost certain of it. I had like standalone images of Sandy's elements. But I have so many images saved for thumbnails that I can't find it off the top of my head. I will add that in just a second. As we finish up this tier list, I will be adding that. There's nothing funny about democracy? That's what I'm saying. That's what I'm saying. How come we don't have characters outside the Grand Blue Versus? I'm sure you can find some real patriots out there as well, like Goku. Such a thing is possible. We've all unanimously decided that one is the C tier. That's correct. I support whatever Weast is up to. That's very fair. That's very fair.
I support whatever Weast is up to.
The evil Great British Pound appears the evil commie still have my card blocked. My apologies for wasting your time. Hey, I mean, honestly, you've been such a good patriot, Weast, such a brave supporter of our nation, that I think I'll take Caffeine's brave free speech. That's enough. That's fine. So what would you like to do, Weast? What would you like to do with your speech? You wanted to remove one character from the tier list and put them on a separate tier list as the only thing on that list. Yes. Would this suffice as a representation of his elements to you, Xander, or is that unacceptable? Would you like specifically every element individually, or would this work? Goku solos the Rising Verse. I don't know about the power scaling. I don't think that's true. Believe it or not, I'm afraid that's unacceptable according to my lawyers. Hey, that's very, very fair. I can get that. I can get that for you right now. I can get that for you. Of course, we want to make sure that you feel very, very much so represented. I should be able to get that for you shortly here. I believe, unless these goddamn communists have taken the different fireballs out of Sandalphon's dust loop. Look at this. Look at how isn't it pathetic how these commies actively try and get in the way of us supporting our brave patriots? This is pathetic. There are tabs in the fireball? Oh, no, my bad. Of course. The brave Dustloop Patriots. How could I have ever questioned them? That's on me. That's on me. Thank you for pointing that out. Sometimes, it's just, you get so entrenched in this fight with these commies that sometimes you do start swinging at ghosts. I'm not perfect. I do my best. But sometimes you do start swinging at ghosts. And I, you know what? I think it takes a very big man to admit that I got a little too hasty there. I got a little too hasty. And I apologize. I apologize. Your needs will be met shortly, brave Xander.
They say generosity is the only thing that separates us from the beasts.
What the communists in Windows ruining my search? Wind ball, earth ball, fireball. There you go. All of his elements are now represented alongside his element transformation. Sandalphon Gang salutes you, Johnny. It's true. It's true. A real patriot. Remove Zoe from the current tier list and put her in her own. Where exactly? So I can make. We can certainly do that. We can certainly do that. If you are so inclined. Where would you want her, and what tier would you want her to be in? I assume there's only going to be one tier in this adjoining tier list right here. Caffeine is a true patriot, and I'm proud to fight this war alongside them. I would say, I think, by and large, we have defeated the communists. They got a little bit of ground on us with the Beatrix vote, but realistically, that's like, what, 39 other votes that we have successfully defeated them on? They got like 2 or 3 seats in our beautiful democracy. A stain on our country, honestly. But at the same time, they're calling it one of the greatest victories that a patriot has ever won for our country, and I'm honored to be lauded as such. I worked really hard for our country. I worked really hard to make sure that we could have all of our beautiful freedoms that we value so much, or at least that real patriots like myself value so much. And I couldn't have done it without all of you brave Brickians who provided the freest of speech, I must say. In the Dumpster Damsel tier, that's fair. That's fair. Dumpster Damsel.
They say generosity.
Dumpster Damsel. Xander
from the beast.
with just a truly insanely free amount of speech. With the 20 speeches. Make Rising great again? I would say we kind of have. I would say we already have. The freedom on this man, truly one of the freest men we've ever seen. Could you hide Soul Bad Guy and S+ tier? Thank you very much. You can get more than that, good sir. If you want to add 4 Guilty Gear characters to this tier list, you can certainly do it. But I can absolutely put Soul Bad Guy in here somewhere. I've got some Soul images somewhere in here. Soul Bad Guy, there he is. As a true patriot of our nation, I think you make a very good point. Right next to Versuja? Okay, fair enough. Add Raven to actual fucking Satan. The idea of just one character is more funny to me. His head's not even showing up. They cut off his head. The communists cut his head off. Hold on, maybe I can find a better picture of Soul Bad Guy. This is perfect, right? Him with the afro flipping you off. I feel like that's probably as good as it gets. The freedom on this Xander guy is really is impressive, truly. I thank you and all of our brave patriots for the work you've done today. Where's Ragna? That's looking pretty free to me. I would say so. I mean, okay. I feel like this is a pretty good. I'm doing my part, and what a part you've done. Your contributions will never be forgotten, good sir. They'll never be forgotten. This is probably the best tier list I've ever seen. This is what my personal tier list looks like. Just about. I mean, the only thing I think I would disagree is with these damn communists who put Beatrix in S+. I'd put her closer to C tier myself, but very woe. Oh?
I hereby declare yada yada. Kill Sandy.
Kill Sandy. Remove him from the tier list, you say? You're within your rights of your free speech. However, this is clashing with one of our freest patriots, Xander. So I'll have to double check with Xander on this one. Xander, do you agree to this deal? Sam Lafon removed from the tier list entirely. It sort of aligns with your existing message that he sucks ass. Perhaps does not even deserve to be ranked. Would such a thing be amenable to you? It aligns? I agree, but I have to respect his free speech here. Do the fireballs stay? That's a good question. Adam, point of clarification. Do the fireballs stay? Do we keep his elements and remove his portrait? Remove him but keep his elements? High key? Well, Mr. Seamer, my inquiry was buried by our passionate patriots. I respect the wishes of another free speech enthusiast. Remove Sandalphon but keep his elements.
Very good odds that this person is incredibly.
That works. I'm glad. See, this is the great. I'm glad you guys could hash that out. Also, Shadow Link. Or Shadow Lane K. Thank you for the Prime, and Astro. Thank you very much for the free speech right there. I'm sorry, Belfoyd. Was there something you would you wanted to inquire about? Were you inquiring about this using free speech or just generally? Move cats to throws and mids. I always said that, Cat, if you lose to throws and mids, you can hold my nuts. That's what I've been saying my whole life. How much more money to have you made to get Lowain in top 37? I believe that. You know, our brave patriots. Lowain looks kind of hungry. Can we get him some food? Yes, absolutely. We absolutely can. Have the communists put the images here, or have they taken them off of Dustle? I think that, you know, people have shared their speech as they saw fit, and I think I love that. I'm glad that our beautiful nation allows them to do that, to share, you know, the freest speech they could possibly muster, and I'm very happy about it. I'm very happy about it. Let's get Lowain. We can't let our well, I forgot I have just a fucking foot there. I forgot we can't let our you know, we can't let Lowain go hungry as a member of our nation. So despite him being a little bit lower on the class there, we will in fact have him with his food. So like that makes sense. Tell Xander I'm grateful for the cooperation. It's true. The foot. It's good for some thumbnails. Okay. Crostino as well. Thank you very much for your free speech right there. Is there an amendment you'd like to make to this beautiful tier list? I agree with this by and large, but of course, if you have some speech to share, you can certainly do so. They really did. They also just left his belongings there. You know, I'm working to fix many of our institutions, but I can only do so much. Hopefully, by the end of my term, everything about Brickia will be great, and not just most things. There's just one sub to create a new tier with nothing in it. You could do this, yes. That'd be fair. If you would like to add a new tier with nothing in it, you could do that for a sub. That's right. That's about the price of speech there. I believe Beatrix should be in a tier of its own called S+ if you don't know how to block. Understandable. Would you like this to be below or above current S+? Do you want to be below S+ or above S+? What tier list is this? It is the most accurate on top of S+. Sounds good. You know, Suddenly, I don't feel like this is such a communistic opinion anymore. This is the most accurate tier list ever created by any group of experts, Poltergeist. This is probably very close to what my own personal tier list looks like. You don't know how to block. Yeah, I think that's probably a good way to describe it. It's the best tier list ever made, I would say. The freest tier list? Certainly the freest. Tier of the top titled Vicala when she gets added to the game. That's fair, that's fair. Perhaps this is what my daughter could have been if Woke hadn't infected her. Was gonna bribe to downplay Gallium, but this tier is acceptable. You know, I'm glad you agree when she gets added to the game. There we go. Mom, take me home. I don't understand what they're talking about. It's okay. Listen, it takes a long time to assimilate into the culture of freedom, and you're getting there. You're getting already. I can tell you don't have these dangerous communist ideas. It's not bribery. It's just premium free speech. I don't know that I would refer to it as that. I'd say some speech might be a little freer than others. Is all, right? And that's not non-constitutional or anything like that. I mean, it's always been the case. You can't shout fire in a crowded theater. Okay, like not all speech is created equal. Certainly, freedom of speech is not freedom of consequence. And inciting violence against our beautiful nation is going to be punished, and other types of speech may be rewarded. Is that really? Bribery's not even a real word. True. I have mostly heard sort of the woke news media talking about it, but honestly, I feel like we've done a great job here. No. It's a beautiful and pure tier list. Community has spoken. I mean, how else could you get a more objective tier list than this, right? How else could you get a more objective tier list than by just listening to the pure thoughts and beliefs of the community for 2.5 hours straight? They said no one's done anything like this before, Mr. President. It's beautiful. You're the first person to lead such a truly free and amazing nation. Very well. And hold on, one more.
Now Loane has his food. I believe the tier is top 1 and should be named such.
That's totally fair, Adam. That's totally fair. Also, Zoe unfortunately seems to have been watching a little bit too much of little bit too much woke news media. So we're gonna have to see her tomorrow. I'll see you in 86,400 seconds for disparaging our beautiful nation. She'll be back tomorrow. After certain thoughts, dangerous thoughts aligned with enemies and terrorists. After those get removed from her media diet, she'll be a contributing member of society once again. Zoe is still on this tier list. Oh, my apologies. There you go. You're correct. Zoe is actually right here in Dumpster Damsel in her own list. Also, Xander, thank you again for the free speech. Much greatly appreciated. Not to say my speech is any more free than the next person, but if it was, then Loy will be top 37. I believe that perhaps your speech is highly valued in our beautiful nation, as you are one of our freest patriots, really. So I wouldn't say that your speech is more free. That's a crazy thing to say, but perhaps I agree with you. At the end of the day, I think it's democracy, and if I think it should be top 37, and you think it should be top 37, and Adam believes it should be top 1, that's a democracy. We 2-1, and he's a gentleman, so I'm sure he will agree.
The only thing that separates us from the beasts.
My inquiry was buried yet again, such as the challenges of the burning passion of democracy. I feel Belfoy, you have to try one more time. Change Dwayne's tier name to top.
Nah.
Oh, and Adam says nah. Okay, so Adam says top 1, and then I believe Tubby came in after and said top. So I believe it might just be top now. And he brings forth a reasonable argument. Mr. President Streamer, I'd like to use my right as a member of the Senate to indulge in patriotism by moving Soares into the tier of his own below S and name it Excellion. Learn the matchup. Were you involved with any speech for this petition, Belfoy, or is this are you just appealing to the Senate here? I believe if you contributed some speech earlier, I may have missed it. I apologize. There's lots of passion for our beautiful nation, and I wasn't sure if perhaps I missed some of your speech earlier. It could be an appeal, yes. Such a thing is not unheard of. I believe Tubby came before. I saw it after on my end, but
the only thing that separates us from the Beasts.
Adam is obviously a triple crossing some hidden agenda. I think trying to spread dissent between our patriots is honestly a strange activity, Ghost. That's strange activity. You've been warned. You've been warned. I would recommend against doing that again. Xander, I'll give this to you before whatever you donated that speech for. Do you agree? Do you agree with Belfoy's Soares motion to move Soares down into a tier below S and A called Excellion Learn the Matchup? Is this something? Yes, I do agree. Okay. I mean, if one of our bravest patriots is going to get on board with it, I believe your appeal has been accepted, Belfoy. I have nothing but respect for Adam. If we've reached an impasse, there's only one way forward. Please rename Lowain tier to McDonald's mascot. That's a lot of speech. I think that's going to be very difficult for Adam to be freer then. If you agree to the terms of this deal, Adam, then Lowain's tier will be named McDonald's mascot for hopefully the rest of our country's beautiful history. Excellion, learn the matchup. Mascot. Match up. There you go. Patriots and commies threw hundreds of dollars of PNGs. This is absolute cinema. I think this is maybe the best tier list ever made. I think this is probably the best. I don't think I could have made a tier list better than this myself, honestly. Despite me being one of the most intelligent people, the scientists, they always tell me that. They say, Mr. President, you're the one of the smartest people we've ever seen. I broke all the records on their IQ tests. May I ask Xander if he's happy to rename it to McDonald's mascot? He's loving it, but no one else is. Xander? Would you agree with adding acceptable? Okay. See, this is the beautiful thing about our Patriots, is that they're such reasonable people. He's loving it, but no one else is. There you go. Galleon is in Fader Than Portrait tier. That's correct. Our experts have determined she is Fader Than Portrait, and I agree with them, honestly. If any other tier list comes out disagrees with this one, it may be a result of communism. I would say so. I would say this. I mean, at this point, we've gotten all of the smartest people in our beautiful nation, and we have the smartest people in the world in our beautiful nation. So the smartest people in our nation are the smartest people in the entire world, and they have agreed. They have agreed that this is the official tier list of Grand Blue Fantasy versus Rising. And honestly, I wouldn't have it any other way. I wouldn't have it any other way. This tier list getting posted on X? Yes, I don't see why not. In fact, you know what? Let's do that right now. And let's download this, and let's not forget our beautiful Patriots who put Zoe in her separate tier list over here as well. There is one other tier list here. It says tier list downloaded, but it does not seem to be downloading it. I think the communists may be trying to trick me. I will simply screenshot this as its own tier list then, since it seems the commies are trying to interject in our beautiful expressions of freedom here. No, not print. Brick, gin, or vodka, I need to forget this. I mean, I can understand how after such a beautiful display of patriotism, you might be overwhelmed. I would say that you should definitely some Brickian brewed and made vodka will be a great way to get over this, personally, to recover from just how overwhelmingly just loving and supportive all of our beautiful patriots were today. We are only free thanks to this great country. There's a lot of people out there. There's a lot of people out there who might be, you know, they might be trying to encroach on our freedoms, and it's only because of not just myself, but also our beautiful patriots that we're able to keep everyone safe, really. So, you know, shout outs for sure. All right. In fact, let's do it. Let's do it right now. A toast to patriotism, indeed. In fact, let's go on X, the everything app. World's most accurate GBVSR tier list created by real patriots. Created and fact-checked by real patriots. Brick's on the Everything app now. I made an account recently to check up with the wellness news. And now here I am, created in fact, and now I can do beautiful things like share our patriotism far and wide. Community tier list. That's the one. And Zoe. Yes, there are two separate lists. Trust the experts. There you go. That seems correct to me, right? I'm such a patriot I even donate gems and ranks. A true patriot. World's most accurate Grand Blue Rising tier list created and fact-checked by real patriots. Yes, there are two separate lists. Trust the experts.
They say generosity is the only thing that separates us.
Of course, we never want to imply that they aren't as free as they all deserve to be, for real. I shall sleep now because I know that I can sleep safe in this tier list in the reliable hands of the patriots. I agree. I will sleep very well tonight. Xander, thank you for more speech. What is there something you would like to add to the post or anything like that? As you see fit? Or are you just saluting this great country? Your speech is incredibly free and incredibly appreciated, as always. Oh, I believe this is good to post. Wanted to round out to 50, nothing but a salute here. You know what, Xander? You're a goddamn patriot, you know that? You're a goddamn patriot. 07 says Xander, and 07's to all of our beautiful patriots who helped keep this country free. Trust the experts. If you disagree, you are literally a communist. Derogatory. It should go without saying. There you go. Amazing. All right. I think we've done something beautiful here today, personally. I think this is probably the best thing that I've ever been a part of. And I wish all of you patriots a wonderful rest of your day, a wonderful rest of your week, a wonderful rest of your nights. And I believe that is where we're going to have to end it. I believe that's where we're going to have to end it. I thank you all for your support and for your free speech. Tomorrow, what happened to my Sandy elements? Oh, when I refreshed it, they went away because I didn't add the photos. But don't worry, were they in the post? Yes, they're in the post. That's fine. When I refreshed it, they went away. Don't you worry. The saved version of it still has your elements. It's just when for a second I thought the communists got into our system, but no. It's all tamper-proof. Don't you worry. But yes, to all of my beautiful patriots, I wish you a wonderful night. They're tricky, those communists, but we're smarter. That's the thing. They're tricky, but we're always one step ahead of them. We're always one step ahead of them. I guess I'll end the stream on YouTube here, and we'll find someone to raid on Twitch. And tomorrow, we'll be back actually playing some Grand Blue, maybe some Ladiv, maybe some Wilness. Depends on maybe a little bit of both, depending on what I'm in the mood for. In the meantime, have a wonderful rest of your day. Breaking character for just a second. Holy fucking shit! Thank you so much. This is crazy. This I think this might have been. Obviously. As funny as that is, you guys also, I made a shit ton of money today. Thank you very much. That is I think maybe more than the first time we did this, which is crazy. Incredibly appreciated for everyone who, Xander and everyone who gave just an insane amount of support. Ratula and Gert Locker and Adam and Weast and everyone like that. Jesus Christ. Thank you very much. Back in character. Yeah, so yeah, I'm going to send you guys on, I wouldn't call it a raid. I would say we're going to go spread freedom in another Twitch channel. Unfortunately, YouTube, the communists say that there are no raids on the YouTube platform, so I'm going to have to just end the stream. But again, for all the YouTube viewers, I send you off with a salute. You are just as brave of patriots as anywhere else, and I wish you a free and patriotic rest of your day. YouTube is a little woke, but we're working on it. Don't you worry. We're working on. I'm talking to some very important people at YouTube right now to get it less woke. But for now, unfortunately, I cannot send you off to spread more freedom. So have a patriotic day, and I will see you tomorrow. As